There we go. That should be good. And I just want to make sure I'm actually streaming, so bear with me as we get things set up. But you can never be too careful. And then, ooh, I saw a video that would be good. I'm going to save that for later. Anyways, and then I have a special surprise for you guys. People that have been here before will not be surprised by it because they've seen it. But anybody new, this will be brand new for them. Says I'm live. Let's confirm. This will be brand new for them. Oh yeah, we're live. All right, cool. I think the only thing left to do, probably should wear headphones. That'd be good. That way you guys aren't getting any microphone feedback. But as we get ready, please be sure to let me know if there's any volume issues, as always. It won't be much longer now. I just want to make sure I have everything set so that I won't be distracted by technical difficulties once we actually start. Cool. Got the game queued up. So we'll launch that. And let's switch scenes here. Like so. And we'll full screen it. Perfect. We'll extend it just a hair because there's a stupid safe margin for some reason in OBS with this specific emulator.
Very interesting.
Which, again, for anybody wondering, emulators are legal. So you never have to, like, be weird about talking about emulators. They're perfectly legal. It's ROMs that you have to worry about. Alright, so anyways, as I was saying, I'll get my headphones here in a second. However, the surprise that I have for you guys today, I think my volume will be okay. The surprise that I have for you guys today, I have no idea what it's going to look like as soon as I show it, so I apologize if it's bad. Actually, let's just switch this scene and see how bad it is. Oh, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Oh my gosh. I'm impressed that I got it that good, actually. Alright, so it just needs to come down a hair. Unfortunately, I can't see it as I'm adjusting it, so one sec. There we go. I think that's pretty good, right? Just a little bit less. He's shy. I do have a light on him, but I made it extremely dim. Like, it looks way brighter in camera because I boosted the brightness like crazy on that camera, which you can see if you look at like the bottom left corner. You can see those little rays. So most of this is digitally boosted. There's a little light on him, but like if I take that off, now there's literally nothing shining on him whatsoever. And actually, that looks pretty good. We're gonna do that. Poor cat. If you were wondering though, we'll go back to our different scene. I didn't realize I still had that big. Hold on a second. There we go. That's what I wanted. Yeah, but if you were wondering, this is the light that I had on him, which, there we go. This is the light that was shining on him. So, not that bright. It looks brighter on camera than it actually is. It's only at 10% out of 100. So, I had that kind of farther away from him, hoping that you guys would be able to see him. But now that I see it, and it's already brightly lit enough, like, that's fine. I'm just going to leave it there. It is way darker in my room than what that looks like. So, I'm impressed. Let's just zoom it in a little bit more, and then we can actually get started. There. That's as much as it will zoom. We'll leave it there. Perfect. All right. Now the last thing I have to do is grab my headphones. And we'll plug these bad boys in. Just like that. We're good, baby. We're good. Okay, so a couple things to talk about here. Number one, just a reminder, please, if anybody tunes in or is watching, please let me know if my volume is crap. I know I've mentioned that once already, but it needs to be said again. I will adjust as needed. My levels look pretty good, so I think I'm going to leave it for now. Second thing is, the last time we played, I think I was just starting off with Eddie, and I played off stream, and actually ended up almost completing him. So we don't quite have the Uber board yet, which is strange, because I thought I did finish the Rider's Trick Book. Did it not save? It might not have saved. I thought I actually completed everything. Hang on. Let's see if it saved. If it didn't, I don't know. We might have to just do it again, I guess. No, I have gold and everything at least. So we're gonna have to look at the trick book. But I remember actually completing everything for Eddie, so I'm a little confused. And I'm a little annoyed because the tricks that I didn't have done were like, they're super annoying ones. So if I have to do them again, that's gonna suck. Let's see. It didn't save. And I didn't do a save state because last time I did a save state, it actually wasn't reliable. So I did a fresh boot. Whatever. You know what? It's fine. It's not gonna be that hard. I don't even know if that was correct, but we'll see. Experimental 900. So we got to do a 1080 to the left, and then we also have to front flip 720. That's all right. As we try to do this, which we're not going to be able to do until we actually hit a proper jump, it'll give me opportunity to talk about the last stream. So I doubt this will ever happen again, because YouTube's algorithm is random. Like, yes, there's certain things you can do to get it to perform better for you, but overall, people are lying if they don't say that there's a little bit of randomness to it. But regardless, my last stream actually got fed to a lot of people randomly afterwards, which I think is hilarious. Is it this? So if they show up, welcome. And I got a sub. I got one sub off my last stream after it was shown, which I just think is hilarious. I screwed it up again, I think. Okay, so this is a 900 tweaked, and then R1, L2, and R2, which this isn't gonna work. But yeah, I just think that's crazy. So if this stream gets fed to more people and they watch, I just want you to know, even if I'm not live when you're watching this, I do really appreciate your view, and I hope you're having a great day. I do my best to fill the air, because I'm pretty used to streaming to no people, so I should be talking this entire time. But yes, we are just trying to finish Eddie's trick book, so it's going to be a lot of pausing and checking, because I have a terrible memory, as I stated in one of my earlier episodes. So even if I'm performing the same trick multiple times, I'll probably pause and check that trick like this a bunch, because I'm just so unsure of myself. So we need to hit a 900 here, though. 1, 2, I think half. I think that's right. And then I think that was the right button combinations. That was a 1080, so too much. That was 3 turns, apparently. We need 2.5. 2.5. 1, 2.5. And then we have to hit the other. Yeah, that's 900. Okay, so let's try it again here. 1, 2.5, maybe? That was 1080. I knew it. As soon as I did it, I was like, no, that's 3. Come on. 1, 2.5, and then tweak this. That should be it. There we go. We nailed it. Again, if you're new to the trick book, these tricks that we're checking, obviously we're trying to log them. But when we successfully land, there's a little camera icon in the bottom left corner letting you know that you've logged that trick successfully. So now we need a 1080, 720 front flip, Misty Japan. Luckily, we don't have to tweak it, which is nice. Because every time you have to tweak it, there's always a chance that it shares a similar controller input with a tricky move, which is kind of annoying. I think that was right. 1260. Come on now. And it is R1, R2, right? R1, L2. Good thing I checked. So even if I would have landed that, wouldn't have counted. Oh, come on. Obviously, you're going to need more than that. We already got all our medals, so there's no point in trying to get high score here. Plus, we're already at gold, even if we were trying, since this is the first course, and it's very easy. R1, L2. We need a 1080 to the left and 720 front flip. Oh my gosh. We didn't get any rotation. Let's try again. I do like that in this emulator, the render distance for these spinning snowflakes in the midair is... It's so good that you can see them coming, but like, unlike the original game, they pop in before they're supposed to, and they don't animate until you get closer. But I think in the original game, if I remember right, they were always spinning when you saw them, so they must have just had different draw distance. Either that or I have a bad memory, which is more plausible. Okay, 1080, 720 backflip this time. L1, R1, R2, and then R1... Oh, it's this one. That's so confusing to read. But I think... That? I might have done my turns wrong, but I think my... Yeah, 1260. I think my button inputs were correct. We're still gonna finish this. Hang on, I'll say what I'm thinking in my head right after this. Oh, we got it! We actually got it. So now we only have the Uber tricks left. Sick. Sweet. So what I was gonna say though, I said this in my last stream. However, even if you don't do everything that you were trying to do, it's never really worth it to restart your run if you have logged successfully at least one trick. Because it won't log any of the tricks that you've actually hit unless you complete the run. So if I just logged like 5 or 6 tricks or something like that, right? Maybe it was 4. If I would have restarted from the beginning, in the middle of that, it wouldn't count any of those. So we're just going to do it again because this is such an easy course to trick on. It's just like stress-free, hassle-free. And now, we only have the Uber tricks to go. So this should be very easy. So we'll build up our tricky meter, our Uber, and then I think we've unlocked everything from Eddie. And then we can start a new character, which I think is always really fun. I really like the races in this game. And I like starting a new character from scratch. Their stats suck, so the beginning always sucks. But it's fun to climb that ladder. And it's always a little bit of a challenge, like a mini challenge to myself. See how many tricks I can knock out before upgrading any stats in the trick book. Because some of them you legit can't do. Like, you can't do a 1080 right off the bat. Like, your character's just not good enough. And we just ran out of tricky meter for that. That's all right. We'll log all our tricks. No problem. Also, I was semi-tempted today, before I started the stream, to stream not SSX Tricky, but to stream a game I've never played, but is probably, arguably, one of the most popular games of all time. I mean, it is one of the most popular, but arguably might be the most popular depending on who you ask, which is Legend of Zelda. Ocarina of Time? Or was I going to do Majora's Mask? No, I was going to do Ocarina of Time. Never played it. Never played either, but yeah, that's the one I was going to do. So I thought about it. Thought that would be a good stream game. I still do think it would be, but I wanted to give this a chance because the algorithm did something weird and people clearly found the stream and enjoyed it. So I was like, well, in case they, you know, get notified and want to come by, I don't want to be like, hey, I'm playing a completely different game right off the bat. But when I stream, I am typically a variety streamer, so I'll get stuck on a game for like 4 streams and then my ADHD will kick in and I'll move on to a new game. So once I master out all of the characters in this game and get all their boards, I will probably move on to Ocarina of Time. Also, I started Super Mario RPG last night, but like the original, not the new one on Switch. So that's also a contender for my next game. We'll have to see when we get there, because I change my mind so often. Okay, so what are we at? Propeller air. This is one of the uber tricks that we actually need a decent amount of air for. Hello! I like how you guys are getting a good shot of my cat bathing himself. That's a great shot. Good job, Nos. That's what the people came for. You should lay back down, though, because you're kind of out of frame. Yeah. He looked at me like, excuse me? You're filming me without my consent. I know, I am, buddy. I'm sorry. I will readjust the camera if he does not lay back down, because I am aware his head is sticking out of frame now. Oh, we just completed it. All right, that's the entire trick book. So now we just need to complete this run. We can do whatever we want for tricks and have fun. And fun we shall have. You know, thinking back on games that I used to play, this included, I feel like I was so much better at video games, right? I feel like everybody kind of thinks that as they get older. And there's some truth to it because you had more time to play and you played more often, so your reflexes were better, your memory of the controls were better, yada, yada, yada. However, I will say, now that I'm older, like, playing these old games, it seems like maybe it's just like a muscle memory thing or maybe not. It just seems like getting good at the game happens a lot quicker than when I was younger. Does that make sense? Like, it's not true for everything. Like, competitive games, whether it's shooters or fighters or whatever, that's not necessarily true. But any game where it's like you versus yourself, even like the Souls games, like, I am way better at that kind of game in the Souls games now than I ever would have been as a kid. I wouldn't have even attempted a Souls game as a kid. Now I'll at least try it. I still suck at it, don't get me wrong. But it just seems like it's a different muscle that gets worked out. And at the same time, I feel like I was better as a kid. It's this really weird balance. Anyway, I'm just rambling now, but I think we've unlocked everything, right? Yeah, we're already at Master with Eddie. We just didn't have all of his outfits or his boards. No, so you are going to town on yourself in camera, buddy. It's a little embarrassing. Dungeon Master. I kind of like that outfit. But his Master outfit is obviously the best because it is Dungeon Master, just with a nice little chromatic shader on top of it. So there we go. Got his Master outfit already, and there's the Uber board. There's Eddie. So I like when you back out, it keeps the selection of the outfit that you last picked. What I don't like is it goes back to their default starter outfit every time you start the game up. Like, this is Elise's starter outfit, even though I have her Master outfit unlocked, which, by the way, looks so good.
You have great taste.
Check this out. It's the Canadian freaking top with the chromatic shader. It just looks so, I don't know. I think it looks really cool, especially with her, like, sunglasses. But if I select her and back out, yeah. So now they both have their Master outfit saved. I just wish it did that all the time. Because I have Sia's Master outfit. I have Luther's Master outfit. I have Max. Max is probably the best in the game, in my opinion. I think Mac is the drippiest character in this game. And maybe it's just a style thing. Oh, his voice line didn't happen. That's funny. Maybe it's just a style thing, like it's come back in 2023 or whatever. But I feel like this is actually something a snowboarder would wear nowadays. But I love his top. It's just minimal. No, we're not going to be Mac, though. I don't know why I hit continue. Okay, so we get to start a new character now. And typically speaking, my strategy is get the characters that I like the least out of the way so that I can finish with some of the best characters. But this time I kind of went back and forth because Simon was my favorite as a kid. We've already knocked him out. Eddie, I'm indifferent on. I love Elise. Sia is one of my least favorite characters in the game, but we've already completed her. Luther is my least favorite character in the game. However, I'll say his stability stat being so high is one of the nicest things to have while playing. It's a luxury. So, if we're going to go with that strategy of characters I don't enjoy, JP and Moby would probably be my next two options. Brody's fine. He's not really my thing, but he's fine. Marisol I'm saving for last because she's like one of my favorites. I think I would rather do JP than Moby. Yeah, JP and Moby are my least favorites, and I think JP is going to be my pick. I think he's just so lame. Like, look at him. Like, who does the running? He looks like, what does he look like? He looks like the Wyoming incident. Am I thinking of that correctly? It's not the Wyoming incident. It's whoever hacked that broadcast. Like Eminem's Rap God music video parodied it. I can't think of his name right now. Anyways, JP, let's do it. Max Headroom. It just clicked. He looks like Max Headroom, but I think he's like French. Is that right? Like, what's your board say? It's probably a... Oh, showstopper? No. Yeah, none of his boards really are cool. Actually, this board's sick. Chaos Crippler? Wow. But yeah, anyways, he looks like Max Headroom, and I don't really like him. But we're gonna use him, because that's the name of the game, baby. Alright. Let's put the cat cam text up so people actually know what it is when they tune in. It's gonna be in the wrong spot, but that's okay.
A gorgeous addition to the SSX World Circuit, the Garibaldi Run is located in
there.
beautiful British Columbia,
Cat cam.
This seemingly
Perfect.
obvious wide open, you're not going to see.
All right, JP, here we go. So like I said, this is what I like to do. Starting from the scratch. So our stats are garbage. We're not going to get any air. Not going to get any speed. Not going to be able to edge any kind of turns. Oh my lord. That's all right. But our little challenge that we're doing is how many tricks we can knock out in the trick book in one run. So let's get to it. And then I will fill the air with chatting a little bit more than just about the game. That's not all I'm going to talk about today, I promise. But I'm terrible at multitasking. And so especially when I'm doing a little challenge like this, it helps me to talk about it. Good lord. Oh my gosh. All right, I will move on to talking because clearly I can't even do this. What I wanted to talk about was Christmas, right? So Christmas is coming up. It is currently, what is it? November 9th. Oh, November 29th. It's not even December yet still. So what I want to know from you guys whenever you watch this is, do you have any Christmas decorations up? I'm assuming you celebrate Christmas. I know not everybody does, but I know the vast majority does, so that's what I'm choosing to talk about. If you don't, then obviously this doesn't apply to you. But my wife and I, we did get our Christmas tree, so I'm proud of that. We got it before December 1st. I think this is the first year we've made that happen. Normally we get it like way late, like December 16th or something, which is just, that's way too late. Because then it's like you have, you know, 9 days or so until Christmas. And it just feels like you don't get to enjoy the feeling of Christmas ramping up at all. Like, especially even playing these nostalgic games, thinking about things when I was a kid obviously happens when I play games like this. And one of the things that I remember from my childhood is just how much more magical and better holidays felt. And I think a big reason for that is that my parents, my family, were really intentional about making sure that we did things leading up to the holiday to make it exciting when the holiday finally hit. Does that make sense? Because when I became an adult, like, I could not figure it out for the longest time. I'm like, why do holidays just not feel as magical as they used to? Because, you know, I'm old enough and mature enough to be like, okay, I'm not receiving as many presents as I used to, but I know that's not the reason that this doesn't feel magical, you know? It's not a materialistic holiday for me. There's got to be a reason that it doesn't feel as special other than just I'm not getting as many gifts as I used to. And I think the reason why is because as you get older, it seems less and less necessary to do that kind of grunt or prep work for a holiday. And so doing things like decorating the house and baking Christmas cookies and Christmas shopping for people ahead of time and wrapping gifts not just the night before, and, you know, leaving cookies and milk out for Santa Claus, stuff like that. Like, that just doesn't happen as often when you're older. And so when you're intentional about making sure that it happens, it kind of, honestly, it brings the magic back in a way. So I recommend doing it if you haven't. Like, if you're watching the stream today, for example, you have an entire month to do things like go get a tree. Now, I'm aware that all these things cost money. That's the other part, right? It's difficult to afford these things. But I'm just saying, if you've prioritized your finances and you have the finances for it, go get a tree. Go get some Christmas decorations. Decorate cookies, things like that. You'd be surprised how much it actually feels like the holiday magic is coming back. It's really helpful. Again, I know it's not as easy as I'm making it sound for everybody. Not everybody can afford it. Like, Christmas decorations are expensive. Buying a Christmas tree is expensive. Freaking A. Our tree was like $90 this year. I'm like, that's absolutely insanity. But I don't know. We kind of planned for it, so we were like, might as well spend it, and we want a Christmas tree. Now, we have a fake Christmas tree, but those aren't much cheaper. Usually those are more expensive. But I do recommend getting a fake Christmas tree. They're just so much easier. They last you years and years and years and years. They're definitely the way to go. They're just a little bit more expensive. So anyways, all that to say, when I play nostalgia games like this, those are kind of the things that I think about. Like, why was being a kid so much better than being an adult? And the time that we live in is obviously a big factor, right? Like inflation and the pandemic and things like that obviously have played a role in these times just feeling way worse. Housing market being insane. If you're my age, like, you're looking at buying houses. We bought this condo. I own a condo now. Not sure how we ever got lucky enough to get this place. We locked in at 2.8%, which is an absolute miracle compared to nowadays interest rates. We bought it last year. But anyways, all that to say, happy holidays, everybody. And if you haven't yet, you have plenty of time to ramp up to the holiday itself and make it feel more special than it used to. Like, for example, today's the 29th. I still have time to go out and get a... Sorry, I just got a fantasy football notification. I just got the idea to run out and get an advent calendar. So my family would always get advent calendars growing up, which, if you don't know, it's like a calendar. You open something every single day leading up to Christmas Day. Excuse me. Usually the ones for children have like a piece of chocolate in every single door. So every day that you open up a door, you get one piece of chocolate, and it's the anticipation up to Christmas. My wife said she had advent calendar growing up, and there was no chocolate or anything. You just opened a door, which I don't really understand that because I didn't grow up like that. But hey, you do you. But anyways, the point is, if you get ahead of it and you prepare in time and you actually plan for it, holidays can feel really special. And so I'm going to go get an advent calendar. I'm going to get a Christmas Day countdown decoration. I'm going to do all the things we can to make Christmas actually feel special this year. We already have our Christmas decorations up. We already have a tree, so we're halfway there. We do still have to decorate the tree. We have not done that yet. Still have to put lights up. We still have to put ornaments on it. I think we were waiting till this weekend to do that, but this weekend is going to be so busy. I'm not sure if we're going to have time. I know I'm yapping a lot, but that's literally the job of a streamer. So I hope you guys don't mind. One night, I actually did play SSX Tricky, and I didn't feel like being on camera. I didn't feel like turning my lights on. I didn't feel like talking. So what I chose to do was advertise the stream as SSX Tricky background noise to relax and do homework to. I think that's what I titled the stream, something similar to that. And I think some people did see it, but it didn't seem successful. So anyways, say all that to say, if I'm streaming SSX Tricky and I'm feeling up to it and I'm going to be on camera, I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk the entire time. That's what I'm good at. Might not be entertaining, but I'm good at filling the air. I gotta hit this trick. 900, 2.5 turns, L2, R2, and then L1, R1. That's interesting. I don't think that's been in any other trick book. The L2, R2 to L1, R1, the flying squirrel to stiffy to fakie. Late stiffy to fakie. I don't think that's been in any other trick books. And again, we haven't increased a single stat yet. So these turns, the 2.5 turns, is not exactly easy to hit when you haven't increased any stats. But these bigger jumps, it's definitely possible. So let's try it quick. 1, 2, and then we gotta hit this. Oh my gosh. Backside 900 flying squirrel to I hit to fakie. And we were supposed to hit to late stiffy to fakie. Stupid. I tweaked it. We're not going to hit it anyways. There was something else I was going to say, but I don't remember, so I won't say it. We will just move on. I think it was about Christmas. Oh, I do remember. I'll say it right after this jump. We're going to try to hit this trick quick. 1, 2. There's no way we would have hit that. That's a 720. Let's try again. We are still in a race, but as long as we get in the top 3, we move on to the next heat. So I'm not, like, dead set on getting first. Oh, my lord, we hit it because we are a god at this game. Okay. It's a little over excessive, but still. R1, L2 to R2. Okay. R1, L2 to R2, right? Somehow we're already in 6th. And now we're in 1st. Almost. Guess we're in 2nd. Freaking Elise! So this game, I mentioned this the first time I ever streamed it, but this game does have a little bit of a rival system through your race circuit depending on the character. Like, it definitely has to do with how aggressive you are in shoving people and making enemies. But still, even without that, it does seem like every time you play through with a character, there's always 1 to 2 characters that are more your rival than anybody else. It's interesting. Like, Mario Kart does that intentionally, and I used to love that as a kid. Like, that's one of the first things I ever noticed as a gamer that I felt like, hey, the people that made this game probably did this intentionally. I'm really proud of realizing that as a kid. Mario Kart's is way more obvious than this one, though. Either way, though, I still feel like it gives you 2 rivals. Good lord, what am I missing? Left and up, 360. R1, L2, R2. So I'm just not doing the turns right, I don't think. Anytime I try tricks and I'm doing the turns right and it's still not triggering, usually what happens is they want you to do the spins first and then bust out the 2 grabs. So we'll try that next. All right, so last heat. Oh no, I think we made enemies with Marisol. That's not good. I love Marisol. Zoe's our enemy too. We never even touched Zoe. All right, so this race we have to get first on, or else we're kind of just wasting our time, to be honest. Still don't think I hit it. I think we got to do the spins first and then the grabs. We'll try that next. Seems to be the issue. This is not going to be a big enough jump. I will talk about what I plan to talk about that's related to Christmas in a moment. Has to do with our busy weekend coming up. But it's cool and exciting, so I want to talk about it. Let's see. Turns. Here. And then here. I could have sworn that was it, fam. 360 in each direction. Like that. Here. And then here. There we go. Good lord. I was like, I feel like I'm hitting it. 1.5 turns. Backflip. And then R1 to L2 square, which we're not going to hit with this tricky meter. So I might as well talk about this weekend and we'll worry about the trick book later. Because I kind of feel like winning this race and getting uber tricks and filling out our tricky meter. So I don't want to have to think about what tricks I'm allowed to tweak and which ones I'm not. Even though we could hit it now, I'm still not going to worry about it. We're just going to finish this race. We're going to finish in first place. And we're not going to look at the trick book for the rest, since we already logged at least 1 trick. It's worth it. Anyways, now to talk about this weekend. So this weekend, my wife and I are going to be extremely busy. For those who don't know me, I'm heavily involved in my church. I'm the youth pastor at my church, have been for quite some time. I'm an associate minister as well, pastor on staff, blah, 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 whatever. Doesn't matter. None of that's important. What is important is we are extremely involved in anything that our church does, and something that we do every year is a Christmas tree giveaway. So we have 125 trees. We're a very small church, so that's actually a pretty good, ample size for the amount of people we expect to come to our events. But anyways, we give away Christmas trees every year for free to families that need them, because like we were talking about earlier, Christmas trees are not cheap. Ours was $90, and especially when you are, you know, something like a single mom or a family that doesn't make much money and you got multiple kids, stuff like that, just adding that one more expense of, even if it's just $100, especially around the holidays, like, you're more worried about trying to make sure that your kids have a gift. You know, you want Christmas morning to feel special, so you can be pretty strapped for cash if your finances are tied up in trying to buy your kids presents. So if we can ease the burden of even $100 by providing a tree for you, well, then we're gonna do it. But we don't just sit in our parking lot or in our Christmas or in our church building and have cars pull up and give out trees. Like, we make it a whole Christmas event, right? So we have Santa and Mrs. Claus there. We set up a whole photo booth decoration with them. You can come and get your picture taken. We'll send it to you. We have activities like decorating ornaments. We have cookie decorations. Gosh, what else? I don't know. We have tons of food that we're bringing to the event. Obviously, Christmas music everywhere. I don't know. That's probably pretty much everything, but it's a lot more work than it sounds, I promise you, to set it all up and run it and have enough people there to run it. But it's going to be really fun, and regardless, that's what we're doing this weekend. It's going to be busy, so I say all that to say, we may not actually get around to decorating our tree. And some people are like, why do you do this event so early? Why are you giving people Christmas trees so early? Like, December 2nd is going to be the date that people are getting their trees. And it's like, well, like we were talking about earlier, you want people to have their tree for long enough so they actually feel like they got use out of it. You don't want to be giving people their Christmas tree, you know, December 24th or something. This way they have it the entire month of December, minus one day. Anyways, JP's promotional video, every time you go up in rank for a character in this game, it gives you a little promotional video, a little hype video. I feel like they used to do this crap in video games all the time. This is something that's gone to the wayside. But anyways, this is like a rank up and you get a promotional video. I've never seen JP's, or at least I did when I was a kid. I haven't seen it in a long time. So we're going to watch it in silence. I'll give you my feedback afterwards. And I usually dance to these, but I don't know the music. So we're going to try this first, and then I'll dance to it later if we, or when we level up again. Here we go. Save current character's attributes. Yeah, so I think he's French, and nothing against French, but I don't think there will be a very good hype video for a Frenchman. We'll see. We went from newbie to rookie. Let's see that hype video. What in the back streets back was that, dude? That was the most boy band crap I've ever seen. So he's like a Canadian-French boy band. He's like a Canadian-French pretty boy band member. It's just like, this is why I don't like JP. Like, that's such a niche kind of unique thing. I want to see his like unique Uber tricks though. He might have some cool ones. We'll see. Anyways, let's continue with our trick book. We're already on trick chapter 4, but chapter 4 and chapter 5 are the worst ones, so it'll probably take us a while to get there because that's when you have the spins that involve like 1080, right? Like 3 full spins. And until you can get your trick stat up, those aren't exactly easy to hit. We actually knocked down Luther in mid-jump. I'll take it. But as we scale our stats up, that's usually why I actually go for the trick attribute first, so that we can finish out our trick book immediately and then just focus on races, and then we can do things like increase our speed. Yeah, I've not seen his Uber tricks yet. The other thing to note is I'm still not completely clear on if Uber tricks are character specific or board specific, but it seems like a combination of both, right? Because like Simon has a trick where he cuts himself in half with his snowboard. It's like his most unique, crazy one, and I think it's exclusive to him because he's such a kooky, like, crazy character. Eddie, for example, is like a boogeyman, like, disco character that's also like a hip-hop guy for some reason. And he's got a worm as his unique thing. JP's is that. So it seems like anytime that they have an uber trick that involves 2 shoulder buttons as the command, that usually is their unique uber trick. However, depending on the board you have too, that will also change your uber tricks. So like the boards that are long and skinny, those tend to have way different uber tricks than these trick boards, and I hate the long and skinny boards. This was like back in the day where they're experimenting with different ways you could customize your character, and it's not as good as it is nowadays. Like, back then, in the early 2000s, there was very, 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 very clear choices to make on which ones were better. Like, some were just flat out worse, right? Some things you could do with your character just absolutely, just straight up made your character worse. Nowadays, all the RPG elements, I feel like they're a lot more fairly balanced because they actually want you to try everything, but they weren't as good at it back then. I don't know. It's interesting. Moving on. We got to look at our trick book here soon. I just really got carried away with wanting to know what his unique uber trick looked like, and we only need 1 more letter in Tricky to have a full Tricky meter. So I kind of want to get that now. Because we have plenty of time to fill out our trick book, right? We're going to make him master rank anyways. We have plenty of time to fill out the trick book. We are in no rush to get that thing done. But we're almost done with it anyways. We're not going to hit a full Tricky. That's okay. So again, we only need to finish in 1st, 2nd, or 3rd in order to move forward. And we finished 1st. Next heat. Kenneth Walker is doubtful. Talking about fantasy football again. Anyways. Any football fans, the Seahawks are facing the Cowboys on Thursday, which at the time of streaming is tomorrow. And the Seahawks, my prediction, and like everybody else's prediction, are about to get absolutely trounced by the Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys, but I also hate the Seahawks. So I'm kind of looking forward to them getting demolished. I'm a Packer fan, as you can tell by my hat, so I will never forget the NFC Championship game against the Seahawks when the refs were on strike and we had the infamous Fail Mary. If you don't know about it, look it up, because if you don't care about football, I probably won't do a good job explaining it, but it was a bullcrap call. And we lost the game because of it. Anyways. Oh, not only that, we didn't really lose the game just because of that call. Like, that was definitely a big reason, and I'm still upset about it. However, I'm also mad at our team because the wrong person caught the onside kick, or attempted to catch the onside kick, I should say. Anyways, back to the game. You guys aren't here to talk about sports, even though we're playing an extreme sport. I will do an uber trick right here. Something that goes unnoticed in SSX Tricky, and I think the reason why it feels so satisfying to play this game and do tricky moves. Like, I feel like people just don't acknowledge this ever, right? But notice the sound design in this game, okay? There's a couple things to notice. So first of all, the ice that we're about to carve, listen to this. Hear that? It's like a phaser. So satisfying. All right. Second thing is, when you're in the air, the music goes in this, like, it's an effect. It's like a high-pass filter almost, or a low-pass filter. I'm not sure which. But either way, it's that same kind of effect where, like, you hear music bumping inside of a room, but the door is closed and you're on the outside, like when you're about to enter into a party, right? Has that same effect when you go into the air and do a trick. The music has that same effect on it. Listen. Hear that? Do it one more time. And then it phases up to actually release the second you land, right? The music comes into full fruition again. On top of that, oh my gosh, we need to finish at least third here. Okay, whew. We have one more heat. So we have to get first in this next race. On top of that, though, when you jump in the air and you do a uber trick, while you have Tricky, it'll repeat the chorus of It's Tricky by Run DMC, right? Multiple times. And then the second you land it, it'll be like, Tricky! right? So it does all these little things that release just that little bit amount of dopamine in your brain where you want to carry momentum and continue landing trickies. Continue landing uber tricks. It seems so like basic, straightforward, and common sense and, you know, basic knowledge. However, if you don't stop and actually acknowledge what's happening in the game while you're playing it, I feel like it's really easy to miss. And then it's no wonder why the game feels so satisfying to play. And I feel like games nowadays don't do this kind of stuff. Which is why so many people will be like, I don't have as much fun playing games anymore. Why is that? And I feel like they're just not as intentional with a lot of the things that they do. Or they're trying different methods. Maybe that's it. Because it ran its course. I don't know. But either way, it's these little things in early 2000 games I notice where I'm like, man, makes sense why I enjoyed this so much more back then. But you don't notice it as a kid. You just notice it as an adult. So be on the lookout for that as we get tricky, right? So right now there's no It's Tricky by Run DMC playing or anything. Second we land it. There it is. We're not going to land this, though. Oh, we are. There it is. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. I just feel like the sound design was so intentional. And now we have the gimmick of trying to fill up our entire word of tricky, letter by letter, by landing uber tricks. And once we do, we get unlimited boost. The gameplay loop is just, I don't know. I think it's really good. Heck yeah, we actually landed that. We'll look at our trick book after this race. I'm not interested in it for this last heat. The only thing I'm interested in is getting first place. And getting first place is benefited by getting a full tricky meter and unlimited boost. So we will be trying to land some tricky moves still. That's a good one to land. Nice and short. Only need 2 more. They also space out the jumps like perfectly, so you're struggling to get there before your tricky meter runs out. I don't know if you noticed that. So you're encouraged to use boost and trick more. I don't know. The gameplay loop is really addictive. See, it's about to run out right when we hit this jump. That's totally intentional. And we didn't have enough. Okay, we do need to finish first, though, so I need to focus. Perfect. Got the knockdown right before the jump. We're not going to risk anything. Not going to get a full tricky meter. That's more than okay with me. We'll hit it for fun here. And we'll finish the race first place. It's not the end of the world if you don't get first, but, like, when you don't, it just feels like such a waste of time. You spent 3 heats. Oh, wait, I want to hear this.
The big wheel's gonna grind you up, mate. La prochaine fois, t'es embouilli.
Anybody speak French? Please tell me what JP said there.
You've got the goal. You're moving to
I love how you have like an Australian beefing with a French man in a snowboarding extreme sport. It's perfect. It's like the Olympics, except less classy. We're going to max out our trick stat, I think, still, unless we start struggling to finish races. Oh, that's the other little hack thing, though, that I never noticed. If you hit start and then restart in the middle of a race, it will take you back to whatever heat you're on, right? So if you qualify all the way to the final heat, and then you realize, oh crap, I'm not going to finish first place right before the finish line, just hit start and then restart. You don't have to do all 3 heats again, you just have to do the final heat. So that's my SSX Tricky advice to people in 2023. Nobody's playing this game anymore, but still, I never knew that. So it'll save you a lot of time. Hit me with that promotional video. God. This takes me back to listening to NSYNC and Backstreet Boys with my sister. I think when I was in like 2nd grade or so. It was something like that. Like there was a time in my life, this is kind of funny. It sounds stupid to say out loud. Oh, just dropped the Coke can. Good thing it's empty now.
How do you want to hit the slopes?
There we go. There was a time in my life, and it sounds stupid to say out loud, but it's true, so I have to admit it. I legitimately thought there was only like one grouping of music or genre of music because my parents would always listen to the radio station that was titled Z104. That means nothing to anybody, right? But it was all the like popular music, right? It was like basically the top 100. That's all they played, right? Top 100 off the charts. That's all they played. So things like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and things like that were extremely common for me, but it was also, for frame of reference, it was kind of the only thing I thought existed for music, which is so ridiculous to say out loud, but it's true, so I have to say it. Anyways, I would listen to Backstreet Boys and NSYNC in my sister's room off her little boombox all the time. So even though I'm not really that big of a fan of them, I do like them enough to admit it. Also, Spice Girls, bro. Spice Girls were where it was at. 90s and boy bands and girl bands, like, this is a different time, man. Their digital drums and their beats were terrible. But the genre of music still slapped. It is funny how every beat was just 4 on the floor, like the most basic kind of drum pattern you could possibly think of. Even more basic than today's like mumble rap and crap. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not a fan of mumble rap, and I think it's crap. Like, that's kind of the, you know, that's like the boomer opinion, or even the millennial opinion that's like really boring to hear. I get all that, and I agree with it. However, one thing I gotta say though, mumble rap, the producers, they're not quite as good as like early 2000s hip hop producers, but the beats that these mumble rappers have are like top notch, bro. They're so good. They're addictive. There's a reason why people go on TikTok and constantly have these songs that are playing in the like viral videos all the time and trends and crap. They have those songs stuck in their head and then they look them up because the producers behind those beats are so good. Even if half of them now are just 17-year-olds in their dorm room on a Mac laptop making beats in like, you know, Fruit Loops or whatever. Fruity Loops. They're super good. FL Studio. That's what I was thinking of. I don't know where I was going with that, but take it for what it is. I told you, I'm not good at filling the air, but I will fill the air. Excuse me. All right, we should probably take a look at our trick book. If it involves a tweaked move with a square button, we're not going to hit it. Yep, not going to hit it. Because now we have Uber. So yeah, again, to clarify, if we're trying to hit a trick in our trick book and it has the square button involved with it, especially if it's a single shoulder button plus the square button, what's going to happen is while we have tricky, if we try to hit that, it's going to automatically become an Uber trick and therefore won't log itself correctly. So I will ignore it if we have tricky. We just wiped out, so we no longer have tricky, so now I'm going to look at this. So this is a 1.5 turn mixed with a single backflip. R1 to L2 square. R1 to L2 square. R1. Okay, let's try it again. R1 to L2 squared. We might have turned too much. We did. 720. And now we have tricky. So something really quick you can do is just hit select, which will reset you on the course. It also puts you back a little bit, so that sucks. But sometimes I like to do it because it wipes out our tricky meter. However, I just out of habit was knocking people down as they got close to me, and now we have tricky again. So this is why getting the trick books unlocked kind of takes some time, because I'll screw it up a lot. Was that like a UFO in the top left corner when I went off that jump? Interesting. I'll have to watch the stream back. Maybe that's like a little secret in this course. That's the other thing. I've played these courses so many times and I unlock all the characters and all their outfits and all their boards. But when I play back through these tracks, depending on the different routes that I take, I notice things that I never noticed as a kid. It's really interesting. The level design, I guess, is what I'm getting at, is it's more sophisticated than I realized. And there's more to explore than I realized as well, depending on the route that you take. Oh, I know we've already talked about Christmas, whatever. But I'm probably going to end up talking about it again here shortly. Because I made my Christmas list today, which I know I mentioned earlier, but I didn't really go into detail about it. And I'm pretty proud of myself. Normally, this is my trend. All year long, I see things that I want for a gift, right? Oh, that'd be so good. I love that. I want that as a gift. I should, you know, tell my wife and my parents, whatever, about it so that when my birthday or Christmas comes around, they'll know ideas to get me as a gift potentially, right? However, I think about that all year long. And then, right about the time that I'm a month away from my birthday, or right about the time we're about a month away from Christmas Day, I completely forget everything that I wanted for a gift. Just brain empty. Just goes out, right? So then they ask me, like, what do you want for a gift? And I'll say something stupid and fake humble like, oh, I don't really want anything. Now, not that that's necessarily untrue, but the real truth is, I just kind of forgot what I wanted, and now I can't think of anything. So, you know what? Don't bother and don't get me anything. That's usually what happens around Christmas time. All year long, I'll think of things that I want, I'll be excited about it, and then right about a month before the holiday, for some reason, I'll just think, I can't think of anything that I want off the top of my head, so you know what? Just don't get me anything. Every year, that's what happens. However, this year, starting today, actually, not even December 1st yet, which, granted, would have been nice to have my Christmas list around Black Friday sales so that my parents could save money, my wife could save money, things like that. Didn't do that, but whatever. Still got them my entire Christmas list before December 1st. I consider that a win. And you know what's on my Christmas list? This year, I'm actually getting really into Pokemon cards, not collecting them. Not the stupid freaking Logan Paul and collection community that are like hype beast and opening packs and all that and seeing how much money they can get and the condition of the card and all that crap. I'm actually getting into the TCG. I'm actually getting into playing the game the way that the card game is designed to play, and I'm doing it with friends. So yes, if I open up a card that's holographic, it's a gold version or a full art or a rare art or alternative art or whatever the crap it is, yes, I'll be excited about it. I want it to be in good condition. I might even just put it in a sleeve and a top loader. But I'm gonna actually use it. I'm gonna play with it, right? I'm more into Pokemon cards right now for the actual card game itself. I'm trying to build a deck, and I'm gonna order off like TCG Player and actually build an entire deck out to be a functional deck, and then order all the exact cards that I want. However, for Christmas, I'm putting like booster packs and elite trainer boxes and all this stuff because it is exciting to open cards and not know what you're gonna get, right? That is actually exciting, especially so if it's a free gift and I didn't spend any money on it, I'm gonna put it on my Christmas list. So I told my wife, I'm like, hey, you're gonna see Pokemon cards on my Christmas list, and that's not a joke. I actually do want them. All that to say, I will open up the cards. If you want me to stream it, I'll stream it, whatever, but I'm not into like selling them or anything like that, or looking for pristine condition. It'll just be cool to get like a rare form of whatever card I already want to put in my deck, if that makes sense. Anyways, looks like Moby is our enemy. I love it. Everybody else is either neutral or a friend. Luther's our friend, which always is a good thing because his stability is just off the charts. And our trick book, I think we're still sitting at the same thing we were before. 1.5 turns with a backflip, R1 to L2 squared. 1.5 turns to the left, backflip, R1 to L2 squared. Got it. And now we're already at tricky again, but luckily this doesn't require any tweaking. So we need 3 full turns plus a front flip, R1 to R2. Oh my gosh, Moby, who's currently an enemy, just screwed up our turn right before we went off the jump. Yeah, get down, Brody. I love it because I actually call people Brody pretty consistently in real life. So I love that there's a character actually named Brody in this game. So fun fact about SSX Tricky, I shared this the first time I streamed it, but the whole reason that I like to go back to this game and try to go through all the characters and get them at master rank and unlock their boards and all their outfits is actually kind of a sweet story. So I had SSX Tricky as a kid, shocker, I know, on the PlayStation 2. And my sister, who was 2 years older than me, is not a gamer, right? She doesn't really care about video games or anything. But she'll play them if it interests them, or if it interests her. She'll play them as long as they hold her attention, which isn't very long. That's nothing against her. She's just not a gamer, right? Video games don't hold her attention. Fair, whatever. There's things that don't hold my attention. I get it. However, growing up together, my sister and I were somewhat close, actually. I have a good relationship with her. And so when she would do things that, you know, she shared a common interest with me, like, oh, my little brother likes this thing, I'll do it with him to be nice. It meant a lot to me. And I think I didn't notice it as a kid, that she was doing it almost like a sacrifice of her time and her interests. Like, she didn't really care about video games as much as I thought she did. So it means a lot now that I think about it and look back on it. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, the story is, I'm going to say this while I have it paused because I'm never going to get there while I'm trying to pull off this trick and tell the story at the same time. The story is, I'm going to switch to full camera. My sister and I would play SSX Tricky together. And we made this challenge. Whoever could get through the entire roster of characters and get them to master and unlock all of their outfits and boards first wins. There's no prize. We just had it as a challenge. And we had different save slots on the memory card and all that. Different save profiles, right? So I would be tracking it. And I even wrote it down. I don't know why I did this, but I even wrote down every character's name, drew a little square underneath their name for every single rank that you got that character to, just like the game does in the character select. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll do it at the end, and I'll show you what I'm representing. And every time I would level up a character, I would fill out a little square underneath their name and track it in real time with a pen and paper. And then I kept that paper in the actual SSX Tricky physical copy game case. And I slid that piece of paper underneath the instruction booklet. So then anytime my sister and I would play, even if we weren't together when we played, if we played individually, we would take that piece of paper out and we would update it, and whoever finished wins. I won. I unlocked all the characters somewhat quickly. But at the start, I was Simon. She was Mac. Mac was her favorite character. Simon was mine. And we finished each of those characters actually relatively around the same time. So it was sort of a competition. But then I finished out the rest of the roster. I think she maybe finished one more character and then stopped. But it's still like a nostalgic memory that I have of a little competition thing that my sister did with me, of something she didn't really care about, but I did, and it meant a lot to me. So anyways, that's kind of the reason that I like to go back and do this. It's little nostalgic memories like that. Anyways, moving on. 1080, 3 full spins, and a front flip, R1, R2. We gotta hit this. I don't know why I can't. We need a lot of air for our current stats, though. We're not gonna hit it there. And I'm not gonna go for the shortcut. Like, that's right, but we still need to spin around 3 times to the left. Like, there's no way. 720. That's not going to give us enough air. This isn't the greatest course to do trick books. That's the other thing. I like to fill out as many chapters in the trick book as possible when starting a character, because if you're doing races, as you enter into the later courses, they get really hard to trick on. Even on your stats increase, it's still difficult to hit tricks on. They're just not really designed for it, and if you spend too much time focusing on tricks alone, you lose your place in the race. I brought this up before too, but rubber banding in SSX is a real thing. Good lord, Elise, you really had to push me right before going off that jump. Rubber banding is a thing in SSX. It's not as intense as it is in Mario Kart, just like the rival system isn't, but it still exists. And so no matter how fast you go, computers will always catch up. But if you go too slow, it's impossible to catch up to first. It's like really weird. Like, the rubber banding is always in play. So even if you suck terribly and you're in last for most of the race, you can usually still like work your way up to 3rd place if you know what you're doing, right? However, 1st place will actually get away from you. But if you're in 1st, all of the computers, every single one of them, will still stay pretty close to you. No matter how many shortcuts you take, how much boost you use, just doesn't matter. They're always going to have like a pretty fair shot at getting in 1st and beating you. It's really annoying. So rubber banding is a thing and has been from the early 90s into the 2000s. I'm sure even before that. But any kind of racing game is just super evident in the 90s to 2000s genre of games. That window of time. If you are watching this McWiki, you are the latest notification, which you did this in between the time that I last streamed and now. But you are the latest notification I got as a subscriber to the channel. So McWiki, welcome, I guess, to my YouTube channel. I have not uploaded any full-length YouTube videos in a long time. However, I know this isn't believable, but I'm always working on something. I currently have 4 scripts written for actual published full-length edited videos that I want to release. I'm a full-time video editor. That's what I do for my job. I just don't do it for my own YouTube channel. So I'm always editing. I'm always video editing. It's just never for my own channel. So the craft of editing is something I'm very comfortable with. In fact, I do it professionally for a living. I just don't ever have the discipline to carve out the time to make my own content as much as I should. So either way, welcome to the channel. I'm glad you subscribed. I will be live streaming more often and hopefully releasing more full-time content as time goes on. So thank you for subscribing. I will try to reward you for it. However, I'm not disciplined enough to make the promise of saying, I always stream on this day at this time, or I release a video this often. It's just not true. But I do promise that it's worth the subscription, so thank you. Some people have asked me in the past if I've considered opening up a Patreon account, you know, just to support the channel or whatever. And while I'm flattered, no, I have not. I don't release enough content frequently to justify a Patreon account. I have pretty high standards. Like, if you're going to have a Patreon account, I think you should have requirements that you need to hit. And I do not hit the requirements that I believe a content creator should have for themselves if they have a Patreon account. The most basic requirement is just having a consistent content release schedule. And I don't currently have that. So no, I will not be opening up a Patreon account or asking for money from people until I can at least consistently release content. I think any content that I release is good enough quality that I stand behind it, but I just don't release it often enough. So no, I will not be making a Patreon account until I can consistently release content. Even if that's like once every 3 months, you know, like something like pretty easy to hit. Until I can confidently say I can do that, I'm not opening up a Patreon account. I'm in a weird state right now with figuring out what I want my YouTube channel to look like, even though I've had it for over a decade and have done nothing with it. I'm still in this space where I'm trying to figure out what I want the channel to look like. And until I can answer that question, I do not feel comfortable doing something like a Patreon account. I don't mind taking subs on Twitch or YouTube or whatever, because live streaming is different. I do feel like I do a decent job at filling the air, like I said, and entertaining people. So, you know, if people want to support me financially, then cool. I don't have any kind of God complex there. But I do with my YouTube content enough where, no, I'm not going to open up a Patreon account for content I release. Everything I release is pretty much fair to be priced at the free price tag. And if people want to pay money, they can pay money. But yeah, Patreon is out of the question for now. Anyways, moving on. I think this run, this heat, we do have to finish first, which is why I'm not concerned about the trick book right now. Just trying to finish the race in a decent position. Actually, we have to finish it first in order to make it worth it. We only need 3 more letters. Good lord, for our tricky word to be fully complete and get a full tricky meter, which I would love to do. Maybe we can do it here. Please land it. Thank you. We did not hit the shortcut, which sucks because now we're in 6th. Almost didn't make it worth it, but at least we got a tricky letter out of it. We only need 2 more. And we are in first now, apparently. Luther's our friend. I don't want to knock him down. But that almost came back to bite us, because by not knocking him down, we allowed more people to pass and knock us down. So maybe we need to make Luther an enemy. We'll see. Also, anytime I say the word Luther or the name Luther, all I can think about is Christmas with the Cranks, which I've watched at least twice already, even though it's not December 1st. Anybody else have a list of Christmas movies that they just cycle through once December 1st hits? Because my wife and I probably watch too many Christmas movies. Like, her thing is definitely Halloween. Halloween is her season. October is her month. And I love it. I get it. But I'm not a horror movie guy. So, like, there's only so many Halloween movies I can watch that are not horror considered, right? So, like, Halloween Town. A lot of Disney Channel originals. Halloween Town, Under Wraps. Phantom of the Megaplex I'll even include. Things like that. Addams Family she likes. Trying to think, what other Halloween movies does she watch that are not horror considered? That's probably it. But she'll watch them on repeat. I'm much more of a Christmas movie guy, but I like the Christmas movies that are like comedies, right? So, Christmas Vacation is a big one. Christmas with the Cranks is a big one. I'll even watch like The Muppets Christmas Carol or whatever it is. I don't really like A Christmas Story. Never been big on that one. But yeah, Christmas movies I definitely prefer over Halloween movies. Which I know isn't the cool thing to say, but it's true. But I don't like the sappy Christmas movies, right? Like It's a Wonderful Life. Like, whatever. You can leave that in the attic. Let it collect dust. That's a stupid movie. Sorry, but it is. I don't know if people consider Citizen Kane a Christmas movie. I do, just because it has so much to do with, like, a sled in wintertime. And childhood memories and that crap. But I'm not big on Citizen Kane. Okay, I need to focus on this race, because it's going to be really embarrassing if I have to restart it. So I'd rather not. We're still in first. We have a very real chance of finishing in first. So, forgive my lack of filling the air and talking for the next couple minutes here. I really want to finish this race in first place so we don't waste any time. Recently I streamed and I had to redo a race like 4 times in a row just because I was babbling like this and not really paying attention, and then I ended up not finishing first. So I'd rather not have that happen. So bear with me as I focus. As I focus for this last home stretch. Totally didn't have a voice cracked. There we go. We should finish first now. Even if we wipe out here, I think there's a pretty real chance. There we go. Woo!
A little too heavy on the horseplay.
La prochaine fois, t'es en bouillie!
All right.
Congratulations.
We made an enemy from Zoe, which sucks, but at least we unlocked a new board. I think we're gonna up our speed strat, or speed stat, a little bit, because we need some help in this race. But the rest will go to tricks. Almost have it maxed out, which is great. We'll save. I think we got promoted again, but we need to remember to actually change our board, or else we're just missing out on stat improvements. Well done, JP. It's a really, 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 really lame promotional video, but I'll still dance with you because I have nothing better to do. I've ran out of things to talk about, you guys, so we're probably just going to talk about the game as we move forward, but that's okay. It's not a bad thing. Look at all these outfits we unlocked that I didn't even look at. My bad. I'm a terrible streamer. Okay, so we got Rocket Boy, which is kind of cool. I like that it's like all dark. Two-tone, not bad. Definitely fits the board that we currently have equipped, but we're going to change that, so let's move on. Euro style, not a big fan. Mustard and ketchup, it looks like. I like that, the Mandarin one, but we don't have it unlocked. Look at that. It's all like black and white almost. His master is not gray, but that's okay. I guess we'll go with Euro style because it's unique. We'll stand out on the track, even though I don't like it. What do we got for boards? My least favorite type of board, these long skinny ones. Alpines, that's what they're called, Alpine boards. Hate Alpine boards. I don't even like their Uber tricks, they're lame. What else do we got? I guess we'll go with Suave. What a unique combination. All right. So we got gold in Garibaldi. We got gold in Snow Dream. We got gold in Elysium Alps. And now we're going to tackle Mesa Blanca. Not a big fan of this track. However, the third act of the track, I guess, for lack of a better term, like the 3/4 portion of it, I do like that. It's got rails on the side that you can, if you have boost, basically just take those and instantly gain however many positions you need. Holy crap, we have a lot of enemies. Marisol, Elise, and Mac, all enemies. And if things go my way, we're going to make enemies of Brody as well. So basically everybody's about to be an enemy. Let's do it. Enemies don't mean much, honestly. Like, they're not really going to affect your gameplay. They're not going to perform any better. However, if they're around you, they will aggressively try to knock you over, which is kind of annoying. So you don't really want enemies, but, and I said this in an earlier stream too, like, you don't want enemies, but at the same time, you are encouraged and benefited when you knock people over, because you get an automatic fill of your tricky meter. Like, you instantly get a full tricky meter. Not all the letters, but you get a full boost, right? And all your tricks become uber tricks. So it's like, you're encouraged to make enemies, but they also tell you like, oh no, you have enemies, this isn't good. So, I don't know. You can't have your cake and eat it too. But it's definitely, the long story short of it is, if you're playing SSX Tricky and you're wondering what to do, make enemies or don't make enemies, you benefit almost in every way from making enemies. Like, the con to having enemies is very, very, very small compared to the pros that you get out of it. So always make enemies when you can. I hate the mine shaft that we're in. You, like, barely can do any tricks. Alright, we're still in first, though, because that's a massive shortcut, so it's still worth taking. It's just kind of hard to navigate through. I kind of forgot about our trick book, I'll be honest. We're still in this stupid freaking trick. Guess we'll try to hit it. So we need 3 turns, 1080 to the left, and then we need a front flip 360, and R1 and R2 as our grab. So let's try to hit the spins first and then grab, because I feel like that's part of the problem. Oh, that's 2 flips. I already screwed it up. We'll flip and then grab. Flip and then grab. Flip and then grab. Bro, we're not spinning 3 times there. That's not 3 times. Gosh. Okay, we can hit it here if we don't screw it up. Come on. Flip forward once. 1, 2, 3. Grab. That's not it. 900. We were so close. I think we still need to improve our stats a little bit. It's not exactly easy to spin without a ability improvement, or without the spin modifier. I don't know what to call that thing. Spin boost? Trick boost is what the announcer says when you hit it. Trick boost. I guess that is accurate. This is the section I was talking about earlier that's so fun to hit. And we hit it perfectly with boost, which is great. We'll hit the speed boost. And we'll finish this heat out in first place, which is always good. That's why I like doing races first, because even if you finish it without logging a trick, you're at least still making progress, right? Like, we would have had to do that heat and finish in the first top 3 slots regardless.
No friends today. Maybe you need to adjust your attitude.
There's only one enemy, which is Zoe. Everybody else is neutral. Okay. Zoe's not near us. Sorry, Elise. Sorry, Kaori. Knocked both of them down. Not sure if we should have done that. Don't have enough speed to hit the top shortcut yet. Oh, Zoe's an enemy. She's right there, so she'll probably try to knock us down. I just looked away from the screen, so I deserve that wipeout. Didn't know what I was doing. There's Simon. I forgot the trick already, so we're gonna have to check that again. I'm telling you, worst memory ever. R1, R2. 3 spins to the left, 1 front flip. Land it. Son of a gun. Come on. I'm not gonna go with the mine shaft shortcut this time. Good lord, Elise, you screwed up my whole trajectory there. Just because you wipe out doesn't mean I have to. There we go. Whoa! I'll still take it. This bridge is the worst. It's cool in show-off mode. There's rails on each side, but in race, it's terrible. All right, let's see if we can hit this trick finally. Huh! Ah! We hit it. Oh my lord, we hit it. Ooh, a spin to the right and a 1260 at that. 3.5 turns and 2 front flips? What the crap is this? No wonder I hate you, JP. How am I supposed to hit that? We need a trick boost, and I'm not going to be able to count. I'm just going to spin as much as I can and hope for the best. That's probably not going to be good enough, or it'll be too much. This seems like a hard trick to hit. All right, JP. Hit it. Double Misty. That wasn't it. $12.60. So that's 3.5 spins to the right and 2 flips, 2 front flips. I'm trying. I'm trying. Oh my lord, we hit it. Let's see. Three spins, 1080, right? And 720. 3 spins to the left, 2 backflips, and an indie. So let's do the method where we spin first and grab later. Okay, I said that and then I immediately grabbed because I thought we hit the trick boost. This is a race though, so we still need to finish in the top 3, so we need to be mindful of that because we could lose. So let's actually focus on that first so we don't waste a heat. That's more important than the trick book. There we go. Best section in the whole map. If you don't hit it, this map just feels like a waste of time, honestly. But when you hit that, it's like super satisfying when you hit that rail. Especially if you have boost. Oh yeah, brother. Let's do it. Jump it. Thank you. Only second heat, but that's okay.
You did it. A fantastic race. You found the
Trick chapter 4 is completed. All right. We could actually complete trick chapter 5 in this heat, although it's doubtful. I have enemies. I didn't check the enemies, but it's okay. Doing my own trick here just to get a full tricky meter. Got it. Okay, so 3 spins to the left and 2 backflips with an indie. 3 spins to the left, 2 backflips with an indie. 3 spins to the left and 2 backflips with an indie. 3 spins to the left, 2 backflips with an indie. 1260. Okay, I spun a little bit too much here. No, that's not enough. We're gonna wipe out. Yep, that's why I bailed. It's okay, we're still in second. Not bad. Yikes! Good lord. Onto the minecart we go. Okay, I guess not. That's not good. First place. Really? How are we not in first? We cut off everybody. Zoe just went ahead of us. Now we're ahead of her. But where's this first place person? Okay, let's hit this. Thank you. Nailed it. Okay, so now we need 2.5 spins to the right, a front flip with an experimental tweak, which they call a total slob. Experimental tweak is all shoulder buttons plus square. So 2.5 spins to the right and a front flip while tweaking an experimental. 2.5 spins to the right and a front flip while tweaking an experimental. Just gotta remember that. Get up. I'm not restarting, even though now I'm in 6th. Great. Probably should have restarted. Oh, crap. This is the final heat, too. I just remembered that. Okay. Actually, you know what? Screw the trick. We need to finish in first. That's all we need to be focused on right now. We don't have a single letter in tricky, which is fine, but it's just a testament to the fact that we've been focusing on our trick book and not enough to the fact that we need to finish this race in first. We definitely need to finish this race in first. That is our top priority here. See, Luther has that Uber trick that I just did, and I think it has to do with the board that we selected. Anyways. All right, so we're in second. We need to get to first. Please. Oh my God, pass Luther, please. No. Knock down Zoe, great. Great, 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 great. Take the inside. That was rough. Oh my Lord, no. As soon as that happened, I knew it was a mistake. Oh crap. The one time we don't hit the rails. How are we gonna come out of this? We're out of boost. We're out of boost. We're out of boost. No! I just saw the entire track pass us. We might have to restart. Hit the speed boost, though. Are you kidding me? They tripped me after I hit the speed boost? That's not cool. Okay, hopefully they all wipe out here. If they... We wiped out. Oh, it says we're in first.
Too heavy on the horse.
No way. Oh my God. HP, are you still here?
You picked up a goal.
I looked at my activity feed. HP, are you here?
Congratulations.
Bro, I don't even care if you are here or not. I'm going to message you in Discord, whether you're here or not.
City meltdown venue.
I'll tell you what happened. You are here? I'm so sorry I haven't responded to a single thing you've said, bro. I haven't seen one message you've sent, and it's because I have my activity feed where my chat normally is. So I've been zoned in on the activity feed, which is just empty. I just noticed somebody's playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, and now I want to play Dragon Ball FighterZ. But anyways, I am so sorry that I ignored you. I did not mean to ignore you. I'm just now seeing chat. Nah, you good. Bro, you know what? I was scrolling my TikTok, and I think you just reposted it. I don't think you actually made it. But I saw this meme. It was a slideshow meme. And it was like me, dead AF. And then you slid through until it said free tacos. And then it was Peter Parker in a Spider-Man suit coming out with a sombrero. And it said you reposted it. And I was dead, fam, because all I could think of is that you're a Spanish speaker that plays Spider-Man. Like, that's the most niche thing. It's like the most niche thing, and of course you reposted it. It made me laugh. I just wanted you to know that. I'm so sorry I missed your chats. Thank you for filling up my chat. I do appreciate that. I really do, even though I didn't respond. Do you like the cat cam? Here's my scene select switch. Do you like the cat cam? He is straight chilling right now. He is completely knocked out, which is surprising. I'm surprised he hasn't bugged me to feed him. Yes, you do. Okay, good. I'm glad that you're at least responding to me. 10 out of 10, thank you. I'm glad that you stuck around. I appreciate you stopping by the stream. I really do. Really, really do. Okay, so what we're doing in the game. Congratulations, Ghost. You have unlocked 1 entry into the trick book, 1 new board, 1 new race, and 1 new rider ranking. Excuse me. As the title suggests, we are trying to rank up every single rider in the game. We will not do that tonight. It's going to take multiple streams. But right now we're riding JP. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attributes to spend. So as always, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put the majority in tricks, put the rest in speed until it's all filled out. We'll get, I don't know if you saw this earlier because I don't know how long you've been here, but we're about to get JP's promotional video. It's a little hype piece that they do for every character. His is really lame. It's a boy band type promotional video, right? But we're still going to dance with him because that's the rule. So here we go. Natural to star. So let's dance with JP as soon as it loads. Here it goes. What a lame freaking promotional video. Eddie's is better. I thought you were here? Okay. I thought Eddie's was lame. JP's is definitely lamer. Freaking French Canadian boy band looking. Alright. Anyways. Bro, when's the last time you played Smash? Because I thought about that game today and I was like, I don't even know if I remember how to play Smash. I don't even know if I remember how to double jump at this point. Good lord. I should jump back on and just see how it goes. I really want to play Fighters, Dragon Ball Fighters with Tylson. I've meaning to do that lately. But yeah, I don't know. Emulating old games from the early 2000s has been my jam lately. You haven't touched a game in so long? I'm saying I haven't either, bro. We should just play to have fun. But I bet you would 3-stock me and then I'd get pissed about it. Steve's out, banned. Steve's not allowed. You kind of miss Smash, LMFO. I miss Smash for what it used to be. I don't miss Smash for what it became. Does that make sense? I miss what Smash used to be. I don't miss what Smash is currently. I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's take a look. What do we got to do as JP? Oh my lord. Yeah, you get it? Okay, you do know what I'm talking about. Marisol is an enemy, which, by the way, I don't know. I don't know who's hotter, Marisol or Elise. You miss not sweating every 5 seconds? Yeah, I know. Correct. That's how I feel every time I play Sample, though. Don't tell him I said that, but it's true. Luckily, Sample is currently occupied with the whole Overwatch grind, but anyways. Brody is neutral. Marisol is an enemy. Elise is an enemy. Moby is an enemy. And Zoe's an enemy. That's not good. So Moby's to our right, and Elise is to our left, which means on all sides, we are surrounded by enemies. We're going to get knocked down as soon as this race starts. You ready? Unless I knock him down first. Oh, we got ahead of him. We got ahead of him. We got ahead of him, and we missed a shortcut. Okay, great. That sucks. I'm disappointed in myself. We missed a shortcut. 720, so 2.5 turns to the right, 1 front flip, and a tweaked experimental. That's right. That's what we were doing. Oh, okay. We did not try to just grind that, but I'll take it. 2.5 turns to the right, 1 front flip, and a tweaked experimental. 2.5 turns to the right, 1 front flip, and a tweaked experimental. 2.5 turns to the right, 1 front flip, and a tweaked experimental. This is the worst course to try to do this trick on. I'm telling you. There is one point in case right there. There is one trick boost along this track that would allow us to hit it. But I don't think we're going to be able to. We actually almost just did hit it. We would have just needed a little bit more turn to the right. I'll read the comments in a section, the chat, now that I have my chat positioned right. There's the trick boost, and we just missed it. Brody, the one neutral opponent that we have that's not an enemy, got in our way. Good lord. Oh, we forgot to tweak it. We forgot to tweak it. All right, let's try it again. That might be it. Let's go! What's next? Good lord, why is Oh, it's JP. I almost said HP because of you, HP. But JP. I was about to say, why does JP's trick book involve so much spinning? A 1260. That's the second 1260 he's had. But it's because he's a stupid freaking dancer, like a break dancer. That's his whole shtick. right? It's no wonder. Bro's getting targeted 100%. He went to MK and I went to SF. How is SF? Are you still playing it? I'm curious because I skipped both MK and SF and I've been tempted to buy both. My buddy bought both and he loves both of them, but he's kind of stopped playing both, which is why I didn't buy either. Does that make sense? Both of them, I was like, man, it looks so hype and I want it, but I know people are going to just drop off. And that's exactly what has happened with both games, at least from my group of friends. So I'm glad I stayed away from it. But I will say I'm not going to be able to resist Tekken 8. So I know you've spent money on SF6. SF6 is getting new content on Friday. Really? Like what? New fighters? Or new modes or what? I didn't know that. All right, 1260, 720. So we need at least 2 backflips. That was solid. I don't know how we just hit that, but we did. 1260. What is that? 1083, so 3.5 spins to the left. 720, 2.5. 2 backflips and 3.5 spins to the left. 3.5 spins to the left, 2 backflips. 3.5 spins to the left, 2 backflips. 3.5 spins to the left, 2 backflips. Good lord, that's gonna suck. DLC story with new costumes update. Oh, update with new costumes. They're gonna be hot. Guarantee you. They're gonna be hot. It's gonna be like Chun-Li. It's gonna be Juri. All the women that people care about. That's what the costumes are gonna be. Hopefully Ryu gets a good costume though. He had a sick costume in SF5. Ryu's Halloween costume in SF5. It was like this samurai one. That was my favorite costume to use. I mean, I'd play SF6 with you, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't want to spend a full price tag on it. I was gonna wait. I was gonna kind of wait until all of the season passes were out and then buy it on sale. That's what I did with SF5, you know? That's the nice thing about fighting games. Like, it's hard because they come out, you spend $70 on them, and then everybody drops off. So it seems like they're not worth it. However, in the long run of things, they're kind of nice because they have these waves of relevance as season passes come out and DLC comes out, and more players get the game as it's cheaper. And that's what I plan to do. So if you're still around when I get the game, I'll play with you. His new one is sick, and yeah, all the women, but Marissa and Cammy got thirsty. Marissa got a thirsty costume. I gotta look it up. I gotta look it up. I can't picture it. Cammy though. Whew. Whew. Cammy. Cammy's #1. I don't care what anybody says. I'll take Cammy over Chun-Li any day. I know that's controversial, but Cammy's where it's at. Marissa though, that's hilarious. I love it. Marissa's like, apparently she's super good. Like, I think she's like Zangief, but better, you know what I mean? No, excluding those two, sorry. What? What do you mean excluding those two? The others got them? What do you mean? What do you mean excluding those two? Didn't you just say all the women? Oh, all the women but Marissa and Cammy. Lame. That's lame. That's lame. I read your chat wrong, and now I'm disappointed. Bro, can we hit this freaking trick? We've hit at least one, so we need to complete this heat, which probably means we should focus on positioning of this race more than completing our trick book. Because we need to get at least 3rd place in order for these tricks to count. 2, turn. That doesn't count? What is this trick? 1, 2, turn. That's more than enough. 1440, so we did too much there. How am I not hitting this? I spun too much that time, but before it was not enough? I don't understand. The others got him. Ken's is so bad, bro. Dude, they did Ken dirty in this game. I'm sorry. Just like they did Paul dirty in Tekken 8. I haven't seen Ken's yet. So I'll take your word for it, but I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to look it up. 2. Nope. Okay, please finish at least 3rd place. All right, we'll get 1st. I'll take it. All right, I'm gonna pee, so I'm gonna leave you guys with my cat, and then I will be right back. Hang on. You're copying DJ's day 1. I believe it. You're a DJ fan. You're a DJ main, right? All right, here's my cat. I hope you enjoy it. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back. It's okay, buddy. You stay. Yeah. You're entertaining the stream. You gotta stay. Please stay. No! No! Bro, he really just ran off. That's lame. All right, I guess I'll leave you guys with something else. I'll leave you with this for now. And we'll turn off the cat cam because he just left. Stupid. Why would you leave? Yeah, he did say nah. He did say nah. Yo, HP, how's my volume, by the way? Game volume versus mic volume. Is it a good balance? Game too loud, game too quiet? So we no longer have a cat cam. That's rough. That's rough. He's probably the whole reason I had viewers. It's good, thank you. All right, we're gonna hit this. Oh, God, no, I missed it. All right, this still might be a worthwhile shortcut, though. I might still benefit from it. Yeah, so when you hit that ball, I've noticed if you enter that shortcut by grinding on the rail, like I was trying to do, and you hit that ball, your character doesn't wipe out. If you miss the rail and you enter the shortcut anyways, and you hit that ball, your character wipes out. It's an interesting balance. Like, I'm glad they did it, because it makes it, like, it's an incentive to try to hit the rail from the beginning. But it's confusing. Because then you have trust issues with that ball when you're about to hit it. You're like, is it going to make me wipe out or not? All right, here's this spin, which I think we spun the wrong way. Right? It's not up, it's down. Yep, of course. Let's try to hit it again. There's no way. Good Lord. It's like we need a trick boost or we need to improve our trick stat. Which I feel like by now we have a pretty good trick stat. Out the way, everyone. Taking first place. Luther, our one friend in this entire race, who's got the highest stability stat. Don't want to hit him if I don't have to, but unfortunately he's in first, so we might have to. Luther, like, honestly, least favorite character in the game. But man, it's pretty OP that he, like, basically can't get knocked over. It's very hard to knock Luther over. It's like Wario. He's the fat guy of the roster. Come on! Not enough air. Why didn't you land that? Take him out! Take him out! I will. JP does suck, though. Like, I'm using one of my least favorite characters in the game, by far. He's easily bottom 5 of the roster. I hate him. But at least we're getting him out of the way. Because we do want to do every character, so I would have had to use him eventually. And there's nothing worse than, like, starting a game like this and being like, we're going to master every character. And then you pick all the characters that you like because you're like, this is fun. And then when you get towards the end of the goal, you're just nonstop using characters you hate. Like, that's a miserable thing. You're like, oh my gosh, I have to master 6 characters that I hate. Like, that just sounds... It's like getting Elite Smash, but with only characters that you suck and hate with, you know? Like, save the best for last, really. That's why I'm saving Marisol for last. So I can have an easy way at the end. Can't hit this trick for some reason. Having a really hard time with it. That's what I'm saying, HP. You know what I mean? All characters in Elite. Yeah. Exactly. I'll never get a golden roster. I gave up on that a long time ago. This is easy because it's literally just computers. It's me versus computers, not other people in real life. I can't imagine if this game was like let's put this in a standard context. If SSX Tricky, in order to get master rank for every character, you had to be in the top 10% of players in the world. No way. And like you actually had to do races against real people. No way. Or trick competitions against real people. That would be more accurate. I feel like I'd do decent in races against people. You just hit all the shortcuts and basically don't wipe out. Like, that's hard, but you can get good enough at that to memorize tracks to do it. But like, if the requirement for getting master with all the characters had to do with the tricks and the scores, there's no way. People are so good at this game. That's a 1440. God, so I spun too much again. There we go. I actually hit it. Thank the Lord. Oh my God. Can I get an easy trick? So 2 front flips with an experimental tweak, and then L1, R1, R2. L1, R1, R2. L1, R1, R2. L1, R1, R2. Tweaked. Okay. 2 front flips, experimental, tweaked. L1, R1. Yo, what's good, Hannies? Diddy Kong Racing looks so different than I remember. How are you, Hannies? How's life, bro? Saw your Spotify Wrapped. Looks like you're listening to some great music. I'm not gonna act like I know what you're listening to, but I did check out at least one song that you posted once, and it seems like you're on that kick. So I will definitely check out any song recommendations you send me, especially if they're on your Spotify Wrapped, because I liked it. There's online Sonic Riders now, and it's sweaty. I bet, dude. That's hilarious, though. It's very similar to this. Yeah, I could never. If this was against real people, I'd never survive, bro. Oh no, so Marisol, the hottest girl in the game. She's our enemy. Everybody else is neutral though, that's nice. And Luther's still our friend. All right, we'll take it. Let's hit this shortcut from the beginning. Let's start off strong. Hit this grind. No! Of course not. Of course we missed it. All right, this will still be a shortcut if we don't hit the giant ball in the middle. So let's jump off to the left. There we go. And it wasn't really a shortcut. We ended up in 6th. And we wiped out. Good lord. We'll still finish first, but that's okay. Bro, Bears making me cry out here. Monday was so bad. Dude. The Bears versus the Vikings. Hold up a second. The Bears versus the Vikings. I had a $5 parlay on that game. Looked like the easiest parlay in the world. Now it's $5, so I'm not upset that I lost $5. But I am shocked at how little each team on either side of the ball, Vikings and Bears, were able to accomplish. Shocked. Because this parlay almost hit. The only thing that was needed was... I needed one player from the Vikings to get a sack on Justin Fields. Not even that. He just needed a half sack, which he almost got. Almost got. He was within fingertips. And then I also needed Jordan Addison to get a touchdown. That would have been it. My parlay would have hit. I would have gotten $500. And all I did was bet $5. I had a massive parlay, and all I needed was Jordan Addison, 1 touchdown, and 1 half sack on the Vikings side. And it almost happened. Both things almost happened. I was so close to $500 at the loss of $5. That was it. I would have gained $495 with 2 things happening. Anyways. Not doing too bad. Nice to see you streaming. Thanks, boyo. No, for real, and we had so many interceptions. I don't even remember that part, to be honest. So, 2 front flips, experimental tweaked, and then L1, R1, and R2 squared. 2 front flips, experimental tweaked, L1, R1, and R2 squared. Okay. We're gonna need some speed to build this up. Oh, is this the final heat? If so, we actually need to finish first, so I shouldn't be worried about a trick book. How's everybody's Thanksgiving, by the way? I talked about it a lot in my last stream, but nobody was actually here, so I was just talking to thin air. Now that there's people in chat, I'm curious. You know what I'm really weirded out by? Which maybe I shouldn't be, but I am. Almost everybody I've talked to did not have chicken on Thanksgiving. Or I'm sorry, turkey. They didn't have turkey, not chicken, turkey. Did y'all have turkey on Thanksgiving? Because I'm finding out a lot of people didn't. I just find that strange. Like, people just opted not to have turkey because it wasn't their favorite. Like, I get not having ham because growing up, my family always had ham and I just got hammed out, for lack of a better term. Like, way too much ham. So on Thanksgiving Day, if I can help it, I do not put ham on my plate. But turkey just feels like one of those things, like, even if you don't like it, you just have to have it on Thanksgiving. It's like the thing to do. You had turkey? Okay, do you like white? Not white. Do you like light or dark meat? Bro clicked on the bottom of the Twitch file. Okay. Okay. I like dark meat, but I eat them both. I think I do prefer dark meat, to be honest. What's your guys' favorite Thanksgiving side? Because for me, it's stuffing. Like, hands down, stuffing's always the best. Although this year, I enjoyed the mashed potatoes that were made the most out of everything. But I think by default, stuffing is my favorite side dish. Mashed potatoes? Yeah. Yeah, this year, the mashed potatoes are my favorite. I don't know what Taylor's sister did, but they're absolutely amazing. So mashed potatoes is kind of the clear winner this year, it sounds like. I respect it. Okay, so yeah, I do think this is the final heat. That's one thing I noticed in SSX Tricky that, like, shocks me. Unless I'm blind to it. Yeah, even when I pause, it doesn't state what heat you're on while you're in the heat. Like, it tells you, obviously, before you start the race, and you should just be responsible and remember. But I do find it a little strange that it doesn't say, like, final heat in the corner or something, right? Because every race has 3 heats. You need to qualify to make it to the next heat until the final heat. And I just feel like it's easy to say final heat somewhere, and they just don't. But yeah, we're not concerned about the trick book for this heat. We're just going to finish. So let's finish first. We'll take the sewer pipe if it will take us, which it will. Great. Take this. We'll grab that speed boost. Great, 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 great. We'll try to hit the trick here if it will let us. 2. Oh, we did front flips. Probably won't count. Did not. Oh, it's a different trick this time. I already forgot. 2 front flips, experimental tweaked, L1, R1, R2. I did the wrong trick. We're not doing any tricky tricks yet, or uber tricks. We're just trying to finish our trick book. We will try to rack up points in the show-off mode when we get there, but we're still in the race portion. So honestly, we're doing really good as JP. I feel like it's taking forever, but at the same time, like, we haven't even hit the show-off portion of the character run, and we almost have his trick book maxed out, which is great, because then show-off we can just have fun and talk. But we do want to make sure we finish first here, so it actually counts as a gold medal. And we got it. We unlocked Tokyo. Great. Tokyo is really hard to hit tricks in. However, when you hit the vent area, that can be easy. So we might get lucky. You haven't grinded Fortnite the way that I have been in like years, bro. So I don't really understand the whole Fortnite OG comeback thing that they advertise. Is it the map that everybody's obsessed with? Like, what's the what OG factor in Fortnite did they bring back to where they can call it OG Fortnite? Is it just the original map or what?
Welcome back to Tokyo, where the man-made Mammoth Megaplex has undergone a massive overhaul. Past challenges of the SSX World Circuit may recognize the locale, but the layout, paths, and jumps have been completely reworked. At the
Filtered water is so good. Original map and original guns. Okay. And items. See, I just don't really care that much about Fortnite, but that's cool. I'm glad people are having fun with it. You know what's funny? If you go to my YouTube channel and look through my videos, you can find my original review for Fortnite when it was in Season 1, or even pre-release or whatever it was called, Early Access. When it did Season 1, I actually made an entire video review of Fortnite, like a published, edited video review. And it's funny to watch nowadays because it's such a different game now. And every week they went through the original seasons, this being the last week. Gotcha. That's cool. I'm glad they did that. That's super cool of them. All right, so we're going to try to actually complete his trick book here. So 2 front flips, experimental tweaked. L1, R1, R2 squared. I'm using an Xbox controller, so it's a little confusing, but that's okay. 1, 2. That doesn't look experimental, so I'm a little... Is this tweaked too? Gosh dang it, they're both tweaked. You know what? Let's restart. Since we weren't that far into the race. Is this really what the tweaked experimental looks like? It is. Okay. Alright, so let's do it. 1, 2, and then this tweaked. Is that it? We hit it. Oh, thank God we're at the Uber tricks. Okay. So once we knock these Uber tricks out, all we need to do is finish all the races in first, and then hit the trick point totals for the medal requirements in show-off mode. And JP's done. It's one of the fastest characters we've done. I'll take it. I will take it. Funky dope! L1. Yep. L1 squares first. So let's hit this. Don't hit a rail, please. Do not hit a rail. Just land flat on the ground. I'll take it. L2 square is next. Sweet. All the boring parts are about to be done, you guys, and then we can just play and talk and have fun. Yo, Ghost, I'm going to head out. Have a great rest of your stream. Thank you for stopping by, HP. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a good night, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for stopping by, bro. Appreciate you filling up dead air with me. Like, for real. That was not sarcastic. R1 square. I'm not going to be able to hit that here, but we will be able to hit it soon, like right now. Please land it. And R2 square is next. We still have Tricky, so let's hit it. Same for you. Thank you, HP. Hope you have a great night. All right. Easiest Uber trick to hit, in my opinion. And then we get to do the breakdancer Tricky, and we'll hit a shortcut while we're at it. Oh my God, I missed. It still counted. We lost our Tricky, but the shortcut counted. That's hilarious. It like glitched for us. All right, let's hit the rail then. Shortcut. I'm telling you, rails in races in SSX Tricky are absolutely overpowered in every way. We dropped off, but that's okay. We're still in first. Let's hit the breakdancer. Okay, we didn't hit the vent. I thought I clipped the corner of it. I guess we clipped it a little bit too far away. Hit the spin. We don't need the rail. We're still in first, or we're about to be. There we are. Now we're not? Okay, now we're in first. Goodness. Again, we do not need to finish in first, but we do need to finish in the top 3 in order for this to not be a waste of time. We'll restart. That's a lap, so let's hit the shortcut again. We can complete the trick book, though. I'm determined to at least complete the trick book on this run. And I have good news, everybody. Wrong one. There it is. My cat is back. He literally just now decided to jump back up there. So welcome back, cat. We'll turn the cat cam on. There we go. Whoop! Yeah, these rails are amazing. I used to call them candy cane rails as a kid, and I just now remember that, and it just seems appropriate since we're about to enter into Christmas. Okay. Now we can hit the absolute ridiculousness that is the breakdance Uber trick. Probably JP's only redeemable factor, and there it is. We have completed JP's trick book. Now all we need to do is finish out all show off and races with gold medals. So yeah, we got all the boring parts out of the way, you guys. I usually don't do it that fast. Kind of surprised. Oh no, I hate that. I hate that. Get up. All right. Thankfully, we finished first there. Sweet. So all the hard part out of the way. If it lets us set up our character, we should switch to an Uber board. Yeah, that was definitely French. One new outfit. Trick Chapter 6 completed. 6 entries in Trick Book. And Trick Book completed 1 new board. All right. So it won't let us set up our character. So we're just going to have to finish out these heats with JP's current setup. But that's okay. Whoop! Nice. Anyways, I think once we finish JP's races, we will call it a night. Because we already got his Uber board. We have not hit Master Rank yet. And we're not going to be able to tonight, I don't think. But, I don't know. Getting gold medals in all show-offs tonight still just seems like a chore. So we'll see how I feel once I finish the races. Because races definitely take the longest. Show-offs don't take that long, but we'll see how I'm feeling. It's just annoying because now I'm like, okay, well, we finished the trick book. There's nothing else to do. Like, I lost all motivation to do good in this race, but we obviously need to finish it. I don't remember if this is the last heat or if this is the second heat, how long we've been on Tokyo Megaplex. But either way, we're going to finish this race in first, or this heat in first. Good Lord. Come on now. Yeah, I'm aware. We have no boost, so this rail just is really slow and sad. Okay, there we go. That was hilarious. Ah! See, I don't really like races on Tokyo Megaplex. Tricks are fine. I don't know, as a kid, I actually really enjoyed Tokyo Megaplex. It was one of my favorite tracks, and now I'm like, this is just poorly designed. Like, it's supposed to be a challenge, and I get that, but it's like, you're encouraged to hit shortcuts, which usually consist of all these... Good Lord. Usually consist of all of these little half-pipe rails, but they're kind of hard to navigate. Like, watch. I'll actually ride this the whole way. It's literally a chore. Like, I had to jump there just to continue this rail. If I jump there, I almost jump out. I can't jump there, and I'm already forced out because I had too much speed. Like, it's... You're encouraged to hit them and go as fast as possible, but then when you display any kind of speed on them, you get punished. It's the weirdest thing. Maybe we can just hit all our tricky letters and get full boost. This rail is nice, though. I actually like this rail. You just have to jump off of it before it's completed, which we already missed it, so that's pointless. That's okay. We'll hit these underground pipes. See, if you hit these too fast, too, you instantly wipe out. So, like, you have to go in slow. Going on top of here is nice, but the glass shatters. So then you have to go in this middle section, which slows you down. It's like everything is just designed to frustratingly balance out, which I get it. It's the point of a race. But it almost feels like counterintuitive. Like, okay, I guess I just won't go in shortcuts since they slow me down. You know what I mean? Like, going in shortcuts seem to punish you, but not going in them seems so much slower. So it's like either go in shortcuts and get punished, or take the traditional route and go really slow. It's just like a lose-lose. That's what's frustrating about it. You won't get punished if you take the traditional route, but you also are going to go really slow. And normally I feel like shortcuts should be more... Shortcuts shouldn't be you get punished if you take them, and then you have to make up for it because you get a speed boost. Shortcuts should be a risk-reward. Where like, yeah, you can take this, and it will reward you, but it's a risk. And in SSX Tricky, I feel like a lot of times shortcuts are more like, yeah, you can take this, but you're going to get punished for it. And it's like, well, it's not really a risk reward. That's just a punishment for getting faster. I don't know. I find it a little strange. That's just one of those things, like I was saying earlier in the stream, where early 2000s game design tried innovative things, and sometimes it just straight up failed. That's kind of what made it unique, and I miss it. So I'll take it over modern game design, don't get me wrong, but I think when people say there's 0 flaws in nostalgic games like this, that's just an ignorant statement. There's definitely flaws. But they were more fun. Alright, this is the last heat, right? Again, nothing to indicate it's the last heat. It did right before I looked at the screen, when I was skipping through all of that stuff. But I still feel like it should be displayed at all times what heat you're on. Maybe that's just a me problem. Alright, let's take a shortcut. Now, if you hit these rails through this little shortcut window, right? If I hit these rails and never fall off, it's astonishing how quickly you finish a lap. But falling off is pretty common. It did put us back on the rails, so maybe I'll still be able to demonstrate what I'm talking about here. Have to hit this next rail. Got it. You should always turn your board sideways when hitting these rails, by the way. And we missed. Unbelievable. I mean, we're in first, but it goes against what I was trying to show you guys. Let's hit 2 tricky tricks here, or 2 uber tricks, rather. Get 2 tricky letters. That's what I was trying to say. Ooh, and we hit a rail. Okay, we'll take it. Hit boost. So this is what I was trying to do from the beginning. Stay on these rails on the top. Look how much you pass. Like, look at this lap. Once you hit, like, the 3rd stretch of the lap on these rails, it's kind of guaranteed to just get so many positions ahead. However, the one downside is, like I was saying earlier, SSX Tricky's rubber banding is very real. So you can see on the little tracker on the side there where all the NPCs are and their markers, they just, good lord. Like, you barely get a speed boost. They're almost already all caught up. And we've hit shortcuts like it's nothing. So hit this, great. Yeah, if you hit rails all day in Tokyo Megaplex, like, you're golden. It won't feel like a chore to go through this track. It's just so hard to hit those rails and stay on them. Which it looks like this lap we are not going to do. We can still hit this rail, except we missed it. It's okay. Tricky. Still need just 2 uber tricks to fill out our tricky word all the way. I don't know if we'll get there. But that would be nice, because then we get unlimited boost. As we all know, we missed the speed boost. We missed the 2nd speed boost. Good lord. Jump out of the pipe. Can we hit the shortcut? Can we please hit the shortcut? Thank you. We'll hit tricky, but we'll probably lose it because there won't be an opportunity to do an uber trick on these rails. And if I had my choice, we would stay on this rail the entire rest of the race, which just randomly threw us off there. But we hit another rail, so it's okay. Whoop! 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 Perfect. Oh god, okay, that was my fault. That one I actually steered off of the rail. I'll take that L. I will take that L. Alright. If I did all of this just to finish less than first place, I'm going to be really upset. So we kind of have to lock in here. Again, the AI rubber banding in SSX Tricky is kind of insane. It's a little frustrating because you feel like you do absolutely phenomenal and you don't get rewarded for it. Like right here, took a shortcut, wiped out. Luckily, we clipped through, so we finished first, but that very easily could have punished us. It's just kind of dumb. Anyways, we maxed out our trick book, so there's no need to max out our trick stat. So we'll pour it all into speed until we finish races, and then we'll fill out the rest. All right, how many tracks do we have left for races? Let's see. We went from star to veteran, so we can dance with JP in this promotional video. Get ready. Here we go. Love it. You love to see it. What do you think, Nos? Oh, man. He's looking at me like I'm a loser. I love it. Okay. So, we do not have our master outfit yet, but we do have the second to last one. And we have Chaos Crippler now, which was my favorite design for a board, just not the best stats. Alright, what do we got for races? Tokyo Megaplex, where are you? There you are. Aloha, Ice Jam, and we still have Alaska. Good lord, this is taking a while. Yeah, we're definitely not going to finish off all the show-offs with JP, I don't think, because I'm getting kind of tired and I'm ready for the end of the stream. But I did promise that we'd finish out his races, so we still have 2 more tracks to do that with, which definitely take the longest. So here we go. Technically, if we don't screw up at all, there's only 6 more heats to go until the end of the stream. Let's view it that way. And this is heat number 1. Not gonna land this. It'll be out of bounds. Yep. Gonna lower my microphone. It's right in my field of view. Not sure why I did that. Yeah, I don't know. JP's like what is this outfit that he's wearing, right? It looks like it's a snowsuit, but it's designed in a way to represent like a maestro conductor, you know, with those like tails off the side or the back of their suit coat. Just looks stupid. Like, I don't get this character, man. This French-Canadian break dancer that's also like in a boy band. It's the weirdest character design. Look at that. It's just straight up tuxedo that he's wearing. Designed as a snowsuit. I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of a loser. But that's why we're using him, so that we can get him out of the way. Hit the rail, thank you. We will, now that we have his trick book maxed out, all we're really interested in is finishing the races and the show-off. So with that being said, I will do my best to hit shortcuts, but I can't always hit them. Like, I literally just passed one. And again, because of the rubber banding in this game, it's a little frustrating when you do nothing other than hit shortcuts and use boost, because you're like, I'm so far ahead of everybody, I'm doing so good. And then you look at the map and you're like, oh, they're right behind me. So sometimes it's like, you finish the course faster, but you run the risk of them passing you, therefore finishing sometimes in 4th, and that just leaves the run in a state where it's kind of pointless. Because if you finish 4th, you don't advance. So it's this weird balance of like, okay, Do I want to finish the track as quickly as possible and run the risk of somebody passing me last minute and therefore rendering the run pointless? Or do I want to take the traditional route, which takes way longer, but more guarantee me a spot to advance? So there, I guess, is the risk reward. It's just not how it should be designed, I feel like. Hi, Marisol. Gonna pass you. Thank you. Come on. Come on. Okay, that was stupid. I don't know why I tried to do an Uber trick there. Yeah, I'm losing steam on my ability to talk to you guys, so I apologize for my lack of talking here. But we've been streaming for, I don't know where it says. I feel like at least an hour, right? Oh yeah, I've been streaming for over 2 hours, so kind of hitting my endurance wall here. So I apologize, but I did promise you guys we would finish JP's racing portion. So we'll at least get gold in all of his races, and then we might call it a night before we attempt to take on his show-off medal challenge. I just don't feel like I have the energy for that. All right, let's get through all these stupid little tipsy, topsy-turvy turns. A little ridiculous. What's funny is every time I stream this game, I get copyright on it. Luckily, it's not a strike, but I do get a copyright claim because of the fact that they have Run DMC's It's Tricky listed in it, which is just kind of funny to me. Come on. Take the shortcut, please. Please, 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 please. Please, please. Thank you. Oh, we missed it. Okay. So that was pointless. Great. Well, we're still in first. This is only the second heat, so as long as we get at least third, it's going to be worth it. And then the next heat, we have to get first, no matter what. Or else, it is just a waste of time, which is the worst thing as a gamer adult, is wasting time. Right? Like in a game like Elden Ring, if you go up against a boss and you lose, let's say, 45 times, you at least can say, I learned something with every loss, right? I learned what not to do, learned how to get better, learned what tactics don't work, I learned what tactics are beneficial, those kind of things. In a game like this, every time you end up losing, it just kind of feels like a waste of time. So, like you could say, like, oh, you're learning the track, but like at this point, how many characters we've done, we know every track. So when we lose, it's kind of just a waste of time now. There's nothing to learn from a loss, other than, yeah, do better. That's kind of where we're at in this. Excuse me. Hit this. Let's get a full tricky meter, thank you. Oh my gosh, I went to hit a tricky... I went to hit a uber trick, and we got hit right when we were going off the jump. So that's clearly not going to happen. We still have tricky, which is nice. Don't know if we're ever going to be able to use it. Nope. Or not. Let's get it again right here, though. Just like that. And we wiped out and we lost it. Good lord. That's why I don't really like these later tracks for races. Like, they're kind of designed to just have you wipe out like every 2 seconds. Which is very annoying. There. Alright. I do need to remind myself and everybody watching, this is the final heat of this track, which means we have to finish first. It's going to be very disappointing if we don't. And we missed our opportunity to take that shortcut, so that sucks, but it's okay. I'm gonna lose Tricky here. Still have a full meter of boost pretty much though. And we'll hit this shortcut, so it's okay. Oh my gosh, please hit this. Are you kidding me? You know how hard I was trying to hit that shortcut? And we still missed? We might not finish first. I might have to restart this heat. We don't have to restart all 3 heats, but I might have to restart this one. Oh, come on. Okay, we're in first. We're gonna take it safe. Because we got lucky. We got really late into this race. So right now, no risks. Just conservative. Oh my lord. Simon. That's insane. So we had to restart. Again, the good news is we don't have to do all 3 heats again. We just have to redo this last heat, but God. Simon, where did you come from at the end there? I was trying to play it safe so that we wouldn't do anything fancy and we could just finish off the stupid race, and then you had to come out of nowhere. Unreal. If you're wondering, when you go out of bounds like that, it will automatically stop you. So I'm not like hitting restart while I'm out of bounds like that. I'm trying to land a trick so we at least get boost, but just too far out of bounds. Oh, we have some NPCs taking the shortcut with us. Okay, I dig it. Penguins. Can we hit the middle? 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 Thank you. Thank you. The other thing about shortcuts is, like, obviously they're shortcuts, so you complete the track faster. However, they're kind of more enjoyable than the traditional route of the track. Like, it's not as much of a burden and boring to watch. So you're kind of always encouraged to take them when you can. Don't restart. It's fine. You can wipe out. As long as you don't wipe out every 2 seconds in this. Navigate through the rocks and the pipes. Whoop! Good lord. Alright, good. I don't really understand this one. It's like it's a Loa ice jam, right? So it's like a Hawaiian snow mountain, but has like tropical aspects to it. Like the ending, you literally finish at like a beach type environment. It's really weird. But then there's like construction throughout the whole thing. All right, we're still trying to max out our speed. I didn't see. Wasn't that the last heat? Right? That gave us gold, right? Yeah, it did. Cool. All right, Alaska. This is the last thing that I at least promised I would do this stream. So 3 heats to go on probably the worst course in the game, in my opinion. I hate Alaska. But it's got to get done. And it's last for a reason. Oh, Lord. We're already enemies with Zoe. We might as well knock her down. Kaori. We're also enemies with her, I think. Good lord! I guess this makes sense, because I have not increased my stability stat once since we started. Man. We are really starting off rough for this one. Whoop! Alright, that's a little bit better. Now we have a little bit of a foundation to work off of. There we go. Who's that, Brody? Oh, hey, Brody. Really? I did not think that warranted a wipeout animation, but okay. Knocked out Kaori. If we can hit this, we'll hit the rail, and it's going to be glorious. Oh, come on. We hit that rail. I don't like that. We hit that rail. Stupid. All right. Hit the speed, and we'll go left. I think left is always faster. Like, legitimately in every track, if you have a fork in the road for SSX Tricky, I feel like left is always faster. It's interesting. Wonder if there's some kind of level design psychology there. We will not restart. Oh my god, we probably should have wiped out twice there. Almost 3 times. Okay. Come on, dude. Went from first to fourth real quick. No boost. All ice cave. This is part of the reason I hate Alaska, is because all the ice. But I do love the noise of ice. All right, stay to the left, stay to the left, stay to the left, stay to the left. There you go, there you go, there you go. Stay to the left. There we go. Woo! Way less of a hassle to deal with. When you go in almost all just the snow. Oh my lord, why would you wipe out there? You landed safely. You landed safely and then you just decided to wipe out. Do some crazy trick here, get some boosts. Thank you. And can we hit the middle? Ooh, it's gonna be close. Oh my lord, we hit it. Okay, I'll take it. I will take that. Now the real question is, can we hit this jump? It's about a 50-50% chance usually for me. Can you make it? Oh yeah, we made it, baby. That's what I like to see. That's what makes Alaska a little bit more tolerable when we hit these tricks, or when we hit these shortcuts rather. Now for these, you have to jump like in the middle of the jump or else you're gonna hit the top of the cave. See that? Almost hit the top. You have to jump so incredibly early to make it worth it. And we'll carve this side. Carve. Nice. Carve this side. Carve. Do a little bit of a spin so we keep our tricky meter. Hopefully, we're not going to keep it. That's all right. Iffy stiffy. We'll hit tricky here. Only 2 more letters. Now we might as well get them. Here's one. All right, and we'll definitely fill our tricky meter before finishing the stage. The unfortunate part is there's barely going to be any track left for us to actually benefit from having a full boost. But hey, such is life. And we want to jump right when those fireworks go off in order to land correctly. There we go. Full tricky, like I said. And here's the end of the track. Whoop. Now we just got to do that 2 more times because Alaska is unnecessarily long. We'll try to hit more shortcuts. Make this a little bit more bearable for everybody involved, including myself. Please don't have everybody cross us. Thank you. Hit this rail, hit this rail. Okay, or don't. I guess that was pointless then. Like if I would have jumped there, I would have wiped out. That's what makes Alaska so hard. If you don't have the right angle on anything, it's almost not worth taking jumps or shortcuts because you'll just wipe out. It is a good final course, I suppose, right? It's supposed to be a challenge. But it's just not really enjoyable to race on. Come on. Simon's in first. I don't know what Eddie thinks he's doing, but he's not going to win by ramming into me from back. There's Luther. If I can help it, I don't want to make enemies of Luther, so we're not going to attack. Can we hit this rail this time? Nope, not even close. Oh, Lord. Bye, Kaori. Can we hit this jump without wiping out? Yes, we can. All right, that's a pleasant surprise. Oh, speed boost was robbed from us. Oh, Lord. Come on. This is only the second heat, JP. We can't be doing this stuff. We gotta hit these shortcuts. We gotta hit these jumps. We gotta be successful. How do you ever suspect to be a snowboarding champion with this kind of attitude? Oh my goodness. We have like no boosts left. Goodness gracious. This is probably my least favorite part of the track of Alaska. This middle portion where it's just literally all ice. It just feels like no matter what you do, you're losing. Like there's little shortcut areas in the middle that you can go through where all those icicles are you can break through. And they're supposed to be beneficial, but it just... Honestly, when you take them, I always feel like it's more of a hassle than it's worth. Go left. Thank you. Always nice to go left there. Okay, didn't want to go here, but that's okay. Just don't wipe out. Very jank, but I'll take it. Hi, buddy. What a stretch. Look at my cat's arms. What a stretch. All right, hit a crazy trick, fill up our trick meter. Yeah, buddy. That's what I like to see. Can we hit the middle again? That was pretty good. Not good enough. Really felt good about that. That's all right. We can still tackle the middle here. There we go. Just like that. Now, if we can hit this jump, then it's going to be worth it. If not, this is kind of a disaster of a second heat. Let's see. We're not going to hit it. Goodness gracious. We really need to increase our speed stat, I guess. We don't want to knock down Luther if we don't have to. I like having him as a friend. He's just way too stable. He's an enemy. It's hard to deal with him. Sorry, Luther. I'll just pass you. Thank you. Please don't wipe out. Please don't wipe out. Please don't wipe out. Thank you. We need boost badly. Can we knock any of these people down? No! This is not good. We need to finish in third at a minimum. We can at least hit a trick here. Good. Speed boost? What's going on, Mr. Tom Cruise Can't Lose? I hope you're doing well. How's that tree? Yo, what up, my dude? How's it going? Gamer? How are you? Good to see both of you. Gamer, do you have a Christmas tree like Mr. Tom Cruise has? Up in your house yet? Also, let me ask you this. Tom Cruise, I know you have your tree, but have you decorated yet? Oh my gosh, hang on a second, guys. Please, please, please. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We finished second. That's fine. We advanced to the next heat. That's fine. I've been doing good. That's good. Somewhat. Somewhat decorated. Not all the way. For me, it's literally either nothing or everything. You guys like my cat cam? Underneath me? He's bathing himself. Like a good little boy. Staying clean. That's how you do it. You got lights up. Ooh, nice. So you just have to do ornaments now. I respect it. We have our tree up. We do not have ornaments or lights up yet. So you're ahead of us. All right, so this run, this heat, we have to, absolutely have to finish first. Or else, once again, as always, it will be considered a waste of time. Oh! I am Scrooge. No tree, only a little one. Hey, that's okay. I was gonna ask, I haven't been keeping up with your guys' podcast, so I apologize if this is an insensitive question. I don't know anything about your podcast right now. However, if it is still going strong, I was curious if you guys had covered or talked about Xbox banning the use of third-party controllers and what your thoughts were about that. Because I certainly have my own thoughts. Obviously, I think the general public, the general opinion is it's stupid. But I am curious what your opinion is. God, I hate Alaska. This is like the worst track. I really want to go to Alaska in real life. I don't hate actual Alaska, but in this game, I hate Alaska. We're not going to take that rail. Okay, maybe we will. Okay, guess we're not going to at all. Can we hit this without wiping out? Thank you. We really need to finish first this run, you guys. If we can do that, then everything will be a-okay. It's dumb. Yeah, I agree. Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting and a dumb move by Microsoft. Yeah, 100%, dude. Very dumb. So one aspect of that I didn't realize that's causing a lot of waves, I guess, or making waves, is that the racing community, like racing simulator games, right, where people have super expensive like racing wheel setups and stuff, a lot of people are reporting that those will be affected and not being able to be used, which is insane because people are spending like, you know, quite literally thousands of dollars in a lot of those custom racing setups and choosing to use an Xbox with it for simplicity's sake, right? They don't want to have to deal with PC and all the troubleshooting of that. So a lot of people will use Forza and Drive Club and stuff like that with these crazy $1,000 custom controller setups with driving wheels and pedals and everything. And a lot of those are not going to be supported anymore due to Microsoft's decision. So that is one aspect that I think is the most impacted and the most... Obviously, the other one, other than that, is like able-bodied gamers, right? People that are kind of disabled with their hands or whatever and need those different controllers. That's kind of the big one that everybody brings up because it just seems almost discriminative. Oh my lord. Discriminative? So that's obviously the one that everybody jumps to because it's like the most outlandish. But I do think that the driving custom controller aspect of it is one that I never thought of, that financially puts the biggest question mark on the decision. Like, you do realize how much people invested into playing these games on the console that you released, that they like and they support, and you're now punishing them for it. It's just kind of crazy. Anyways, let me hit this jump before I read chat, because this is an important jump to hit if I can. Please tell me you have enough boost. Thank you. All right, now I can read chat. I think they're making exceptions for accessibility controllers, but that's about it. Yeah, and that's a good move, right? They should be doing that. But I would hope that they just back out of all of it. I don't think they will. Now, I understand kind of the motive behind it a little bit, and I also understand, like, you know, Xbox has that able-bodied gamer controller that they advertise heavily that is apparently really, really good. So they're doing good things, and I'm glad they have hardware to support people in that situation. But the honest truth of it, the honest truth of it is not everybody can afford their premium first-party options in the controllers that they release, right? That's kind of the whole thing. Should have you on the podcast sometime. I would love that. Hard agree. I would absolutely be on the podcast again. I would love that too. Just let me know time and day. I've been listening to so many gaming podcasts lately. I've been itching to do one. Or I should say this. I've been itching to do an episode. I don't think I have the discipline or the wherewithal to do an actual podcast that releases episodes consistently. But the avenue of being on an episode and talking, I've been itching to do that lately. Okay, let me finish this race and get first place, or else this is a waste of time. Give me a second. Thank God I hit the rail. We're good. Whew. If I didn't hit that, I might have actually had the computers catch up in the last second there. What day works best for you? You know, that's a good question, because I'm limited.
Stay sharp.
1 second here.
You're an SSX champ.
I am limited. This week specifically, I'm very limited, but starting next week, usually I would say Tuesday evenings, Wednesday evenings, and potentially Friday evening. That'd be good. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday in the evening starting next week. That's probably my generic answer. I don't know what that means. Skeldridge? I don't know what that means. Did I say that on accident? I've been promoted from veteran to champ. So let's see if all... Way to go, JP. Way to be promoted. Way to be promoted to a champ. You're opening Pokemon packs. You've never heard of that? Oh, a Skeldridge as far as a Pokemon? I have not heard of that either. Maybe if I saw it, I'd be like, oh, I know that Pokemon, but not off the top of my head. I put so many Pokemon packs on my Christmas list today. It's insane. And my wife was like, Pokemon cards? Like, she looked at my Christmas list. She was like, Pokemon cards? And I was like, yeah, I'm getting back into it. She was like, haven't you not touched Pokemon cards since you were a kid? I'm like, correct. You were correct on everything. But I am getting back into it. All right, so we unlocked a new board. Great. So let's see. As of right now, 1, 2, 3, 4 boards to go. And 1 outfit to go. 4 boards and 1 outfit to go. The good news is his trick book completed. All the way completed, which is great news. That's by far the most annoying part to do. However, in order to get to a master rank, we have to get gold medals in everything, right? So here's all our races. We got gold medals in everything, including Alaska, which is great. And now all we have to do is complete gold medals in show-off mode. Unfortunately, I do not have time to do this tonight. This is just way too many tracks to get gold medals in tonight. So I'm going to save this for another stream, but it won't be nearly as painfully boring as the races are, which is good. So anyways, I say all that to say we'll tackle that next time in the next stream. But before we close out completely, because I did get a scare last time when we had to redo, what's it called? We had to redo some progress. We're going to do a save state. We'll save in slot 1. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Let's see. Opening packs is a scam. Absolutely. It is. We usually record on Wednesday nights, so I'll have to talk to you about that. Okay, sounds good. We'll be in talks about it. I'm not sure how it's going to work out yet, but hit me up. I'm totally down. And I'll catch you guys in the next stream. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.